Hello. Hi. I should my Sazerac. Hi. Wait, Service really. Hi, Edit. Hi, Salas. Hi, Breezy. Hi, Bonatoid. Hi, Xenomorphica. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Bob. Hi, Nate. Hi, Coob. Hi, Shrimp for real this time. Does anything about my microphone sound different? I changed the settings and I want to know if it sounds fine. Hi, Calcum. No Game, truly the best visual novel of all time. Okay, the thing is, this visual novel, it's a Flash visual novel and it's so obscure that they don't have a game category for it on Twitch. You happy with it? I'll come back and review it later. I hate going back and watching my streams like, what's wrong with your audio? You know? Sounds a bit more low-endy on my earbuds. Yeah, I adjusted it a little so it didn't sound like I was in a tin can. I had a super great 1 second stream last night, by the way. Okay, what I was doing, I accidentally hit the stream button instead of the record button. EQ is a scam. I want to hear raw unfiltered, see me scraping my brain and flaying my skin. Oh yeah, let me turn off EQ entirely. This is what I sound like, completely unfiltered. Woo! Crazy, wow. You've never heard anything like this before. Wow! Bye. Are we still being moved to the other site? Other site? I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. Tube's play. YouTube. I don't know. Well, it's kind of a lot of work. Not gonna lie, it's kind of a lot of work to set up things like waiting rooms. I like how lazy Twitch is. Unfiltered Chimi now with more slurs and cursing. I'll have you know, I don't curse or say slurs. Well, sometimes I curse. I don't say slurs. Sometimes I say bad words though, off stream, and that is whatever. I don't care that much. Anyway, I thought there's gonna be males on screen. Because part of the reason this is so obscure is it's actually a dating sim for women. Can't believe she lied to us about being say-so. This is true. This is true. I am a fraud, I am a liar, and I have... How do you say... taken you for a ride. Haha. Is that the phrase? I remember. Hi Shrek. I hope that's the phrase. Sounds kind of wrong. Is it acceptable fridges have their own charm? I'm not a Fujoshi. I'm not a Fujoshi. Anyway. I have big plans. Dang, she even lied about not having her driver's license. This is true. Amirada. It should be playing audio. Do you have audio? No. Play? Okay. I'm at the... Once upon a time, there was a pale girl who arrived at a kingdom with an enormous suitcase in tow. Continue? Hello, my name is Ellen. Welcome to the Drowned Mermaid. How may I help you? Big clattering sound, I guess. Hold on. Let me... Well, that's one clatter. Bluebookie is in one piece. Hold on. Tangled a bunch of change. Sorry, but we are not selling the inn. And I am not buying. What I want is to rent a room. A room that can guarantee absolute privacy, even from the authority of the king. You see, these soldiers have been most annoying these days, poking their noses around every single corner. Being a light sleeper, their intrusiveness has greatly disturbed my sleep, and my skin has been feeling most dreadful of late. I simply cannot withstand another pesky safety examination. I was originally going to go and rest at the Dragon's Keep near the palace, but it's far too close to the Kingdom Square for comfort, so after close observation, I find that your residence to be the most peaceful and private facility, and Dragon's Keep, for all its luxuries, simply does not fit my criteria. Of course, my family has been running this place for generations. I assure you that we outmatch that stuffy place in every manner possible. But I must insist that you undergo an inspection of the Cadal Guards. After all, a killer on the loose is reputed to have a penchant for young ladies, and... I am afraid I cannot agree to that. Good day to you, then. This is a horror visual novel, kind of. Wait! What? I agree to your condition. There is a way for you to avoid the inspections. All you have to do is not register in the list of tenants. But then the room you would occupy would technically be listed as open. It would be weird to explain that to potential tenants why they could not rent that room. Oh, Roy. That's the sound of rolling wheels. Or maybe it's a suitcase without wheels. I don't know what the setting entirely is. You can have my room. Come back. And do you promise that as long as I occupy the room, you will not take a single step in there? I promise. I am glad that we could reach an agreement then. Now, swear blood oath to me. If I give you this bag of money, you will prevent anyone save for me, my trunk, and its contents from entering the room. You shall not breach these conditions, lest all the blood in your veins be drained. Huh? Why are we betting our lives on renting a room again? You are wasting my time with your indecisiveness. I swear that I will prevent anyone from entering the room save for your trunk and its contents. If I breach these conditions, every single drop of my blood will be... If I breach these If I breach these conditions, every single drop of blood in my body will leave me until I die. I'm Finlingen. That was not so hard, was it? My name is Bronwyn, and I do hope we get along in the future. And here is your hard-earned money. Now, hand me the keys. You gotta trust me, it's actually a really good game. Sometime later. Well, this place is a lot better than sleeping in the woods. And it even has a kitchen. Hopefully we will be able to hide here until Isidore recovers. What was this? This is Saturine by Amirala. is something on the table. Let me take a look at what it says. Isidore Catalia, wanted dead or alive, may or may not be wounded, can use magic and is highly dangerous. Please report to the Cadle Guard if you have seen this man. Whoa. Unpacks trunk, lifts an unconscious man out of the suitcase and drags him to the bed. So, here we are, Isidore. Safe at last. I must say, you have gotten mighty famous over the last year. I never knew that the people wanted you so badly they would chase you all the way from Nortrek to Cadle. As much as I try to joke about it, Isidore really looks ill. I don't think we can afford to move around for a while. Hopefully by hiding in the most obvious place, the Cadle Guard will ignore us. I should go look around this kingdom. Let us hope that Ellen is smart enough to keep her life intact and adhere to our deal. Some time later. Well, there's wanted posters everywhere. Well, if I ignore all the wanted signs for Isidore, Cadle is quite a peaceful kingdom. The things here are rather expensive. I should be glad that Isidore does not seem to be lacking in financial backing. But still, at the rate we are going and with Isidore down, even a cold mountain would not be enough to support us. I need to think of a better way to hide Isidore. But dear, didn't you hear that the prince is going to choose his wife among the mouse instead of marrying the duke's daughter? How absurd! I wonder why the king agreed to such madness. Well, this isn't the first time Prince Ivan suggested something outrageous. Besides, Prince Ivan is the king's only child, and we all know that the king spoils the prince rotten. Still, to hold a grand ball in order to choose a wife, it is straight out of a children's tale. But I suppose he is serious. Just a few days ago, the prince himself announced that he was going to be frequenting the royal gardens and welcomed every girl under the age of 25 to enter freely. I heard that Ellen of the Drowned Mermaid is itching to try her luck, as if the prince were blind. Oh, don't be so mean. Every girl has the right to dream. And to be honest, I don't blame Ellen. Prince Ivan is quite a looker. If I hadn't already married Matthew, I would go too. So, the prince of this land is holding a ball to seek his future wife, is he? How odd. That's it! If I can become the prince's consort, I'll never have to worry about Isidore's safety ever again. I can just disguise Isidore and pass him off as my relative to hide him from public eyes. It's perfect. No one would ever be bold enough to investigate Cadle royalty. Hang in there, Isidore. Just give me a little more time. No hags, no hags. Whatever. By the way, the prince... To be honest, you want instructions? And it's been a while since I last played. Okay, I know this, actually. I don't think the prince was very attractive, to be honest. Isidore's temperature seemed lower than usual. You added another layer of blanket and placed a hot towel on his forehead. Looking at his sickly face reminded you that you needed to finish up with whatever you were doing. Well... Hi. I don't know what kind of voice she's supposed to have. As much as I hate dragging to keep in, I have to feel bad for Gretel. I'm not good at southern accents. She was one of the girls who was killed by Isidore. We were actually beginning to feel some grudging respect for each other until she... You're not marrying him for his princely bod, you're doing it to be above scrutiny for your possibly criminal suitcase boy toy. There's nothing wrong with carrying a man around in your suitcase. The garden. Yep, there's this guy. And his outfit that makes sense. Anyway, judging by the amount of girls he is surrounded by, the guy with pink eyes must be Prince Ivan. But there are so many girls in the way. Crap, I have to think of something quick. I think that's not a curse word. Push your way aggressively through the crowd and introduce yourself. Stack some garden pots into a makeshift podium so that you are sure the prince can see you, then fall to the ground in the most dramatic fashion possible. I think the second one. Oh yeah, pink eye? I have pink eye. I have pink eye. Two is obviously the correct line of action. Let's go with it. Oh, dragons above, are you alright? Here, let me help you up. What is my name? Constantine Evelius Ivan IV. But please, Prince Ivan is just fine. And you're surrounded by a human wall of girls again. How should I attract his attention this time? I feel like I'll hit him with a rock. Shout his name out? Yes! Your eyes are more purpley? They've always been intended to be pink, but obviously it's not very visible. Hold on. Give me a moment. I think it's kind of like how, I'll be honest, I don't know what Watam is. Eye color is. I also always draw myself with pink eyes. You're here. I was just wondering if you were going to come back. Sorry for not noticing you earlier, but it's kind of hard to see through all the ladies that surround me. Though I suppose I only have myself to blame for this predicament. That being said, I still do not know your name. Bronwyn? Well, that is a lovely name. Thanks, Mr. Prince. You're back. How's your arm feeling now? It still hurts a lot, but at least I made an impression. Well, it was certainly more noticeable compared to all the purposely tossed handkerchiefs. Now I'm out of HP, and so I gotta go to bed. 2 days have passed. Talking to men sure is draining. Have you ever spoken to someone? It's tiring. I'm sure you have spoken to someone. Even I can't. Even I couldn't keep it up for hours talking to you guys. I'd get tired. You have a slightly different accent than the rest of the people. Are you from Nortrek by any chance? I lived on its borders for a while? Ah. Wrong answer, I see. Nortrek is quite a place to behold, isn't it? Especially since the whole kingdom is essentially one big library. Did you know the Luminary is a never-aging child? When I visited the palace as a young boy, I mistook him for an ordinary boy. The Luminary was a very patient man, for he played with me for 2 hours before he corrected my mistake. Where'd the music go? I suppose I don't really know if it's my native kingdom. Oh. You don't know? But how? What? You lost your memory 6 years ago? My, that must be a terrible ordeal. You have my deepest condolences. Where's the music? Cheat code is extrovert, most relatable protagonist ever. I'm a manhunter on account of I need to find someone to fund me taking care of the comatose man I keep in a suitcase. You can't swoon boys when their attention is stuck on stuff they're interested in. That's not you. Well, I'm not into this guy. I just need his money and security. I'm a gold digger in this case. Where's the music? I am sorry, Miss Bronwyn, but I am afraid I have to meet a friend today. To be honest, the reason I'm at the garden at all is to tell you this news. Now that I have done so, I must leave. I hope you don't mind. Maybe you could take me along? No, that is actually a splendid idea. Since Dominicus is usually drunk or depressed, I can always use some extra help in cheering him up. Typical woman after his money, shaking my head. Yes. I am a wretched woman. 30 minutes later at the sweet shop. The music just over forever now? To be honest, I am a little surprised that you would choose to meet your friend in such a place. I thought you would have chosen somewhere more private. Originally I was going to, but Dominicus could never really stand the palace. Whenever we met there, he always complained that it was too stuffy for him. You would have thought he would have gotten used to it after all his years as captain of the Cattle Guard. And she's not vibing with that. She doesn't... Wait, he's the what? The captain of the Cattle's Guard. Surely you've met him before. He sometimes patrols the town square with his troops. His latest goal is chasing down a bespectacled scholar whom he suspects is a serial killer. I've never seen him so motivated about his job before. What an interesting and noble pursuit. I am sorry, Prince Ivan, but I think I might have to... What did you call me here for, Ivan? It's very something important. I don't know how to... I can't do a male voice in the first place, so there's too many men. Crud. Do a twink voice? What does a twink voice sound like? And who's this? Don't tell me you got me all the way here just to show off your latest. This is my Ash Ketchum voice. Watch your manners, Dominicus. It's rude to gawk at a lady so obviously. Been the voice you had him last time. It's been a year since I last played this. So who are we romancing? That's not how the game works. You'll see. You'll see. It's a good game. You gotta trust me. I'm gonna hunch over and read better. I am sorry, Bronwyn. Dominicus can be blunt at times, but he means no harm and is quite the loyal friend. Now, since we are all here, we can finally eat. Here, Bronwyn, let me recommend you some of my personal favorites. Perfect for, but it's not bad when taken with. However, Bronwyn? What? Yes, it all sounds great. Crap, this is the man who ambushed Isidore and put him in a coma. Does he realize who I am? He recognizes me, doesn't he? That's why he's staring, isn't it? You two seem to be staring at each other quite intently. Do you two happen to know each other by chance? No, this is the first time I have met him. Oh, will you look at this cake? It looks fantastic. Little doodle. Oh no! Music is back? Oh dear, are you alright? Have my handkerchief. Thank you. I don't think it's coming off, and I am afraid I will have to go back and change. Let me walk you home. That is kind of you, but seeing that I didn't get to enjoy my dessert, I would hate for you to miss yours. It was nice meeting you, Captain Dominicus. I hope we will get the chance to familiarize ourselves with each other some other day. All throughout the walk home, I was seized with the desire to pack up Isidore and leave Cato as soon as possible. But if I do leave, I will probably never come across another chance to rescue Isidore once and for all. Also, Dominicus didn't seem to recognize me, so I may still have a chance with Prince Ivan. Maybe I should do away with Dominicus first. Now I gotta sleep. Sleep. Sleep again? No, I have 60 HP. Garden. Pack up Isidore didn't really his luggage. He's just a criminal that I keep in my suitcase. It was a pity you had to leave so early last time. Bad things always seem to happen when I am near you, don't they? That's ridiculous, Prince Ivan. I assure you that you are the best thing that has happened to me this month. Speaking of which, I washed your handkerchief for you. It's okay, you can keep the handkerchief as a souvenir, or sell it. But speaking of the handkerchief, I brought you back a blueberry Budapest Land from Osmond's place. Now you can finally finish what you left behind at the cake shop. Now I have a cake. Yay. Now that I have gotten a good look at him, Prince Ivan really takes care of himself. Do you have high hygiene standards? Yes, I am afraid I am something of a neat freak. It's a good thing I can afford to not wear the same thing twice. Did you know I change my gloves 3 times a day? They always get dirty so quickly. How do you afford that? You buy new gloves every day? Do you stockpile them? If you're a neat freak, why did you choose such a method to pick out your potential bride? Something of a neat freak? Oof. You're the neat well, you probably aren't the neat freak. I know I'm probably the neat here. But whatever. Not my problem. Your problem. 'Cause you're watching me. This is Chinamy, and you're watching... Pretend I'm drawing something. Super Chinamy channel. You're a neat enthusiast too, Timmy. Who are your favorite neats? Myself? I think you're a neat freak, not a neat freak. N-E-E-T is whatever he's referring to. Well, don't laugh at me, but when I was little, my late mother would always read me those stories about princes who met as fair maiden during a ball. So it has always been a dream of mine to meet my perfect bride in the traditional fairy tale manner. Sure, it took me more effort than necessary to convince my father, but hopefully it will be worth it in the end. You know, despite being rather small, it's odd how Osmond's cake shop is the most famous one in the kingdom. I guess quality ultimately triumphs over quantity. Speaking of cakes, you never mentioned your favorite kind to me. Hi, Eric. Good night, Jimmy Cherry. Did you rest well? I overslept a little bit, to be honest. But now we're playing a visual novel, so... Yet to watch me romance men. What happens if you gift him the blueberry Budapest back to him right after he gave it to you? I imagine he'd just accept it, considering I don't think this game is any kind of epitome of quality. The writing is the best part. My favorite cake is the lime fondant fancy. I really like the sour sweet taste and the refreshing smell of lime. On the contrary, I really can't stand the chocolate dobos. color reminds me of mud. I'm deeply flattered, but I am afraid I cannot take gifts from you at this stage. It might damage your reputation, and I would hate for that to happen. I had to seduce him more. I might be wrong, but I think the throng of murderous girls have been diminishing. But there are still quite a bit of people. There are a lot less people around now. Well, I guess some of them realize that my interest has already been captured and given up trying to approach me. We've been speaking to each other for a while now, and I realize that I hardly know anything about you. So tell me about your hobbies, Miss Bronwyn. I used to read a lot, but to be honest, I am not a big fan of studying classes. I only did it to please my guardian. You're being open! I think that's a good thing, maybe? Question mark? Ah, yes, you used to live near Nordtrek, didn't you? It makes sense that your guardian put in tremendous effort towards your education. But I would say it paid off in the end, don't you think? You're more collected than most ladies your age, and it shows. Woohoo! Now I'm out of energy, and I have to go sleep for a day straight. 5 days have passed. And let's sleep another day. I have just realized that we are surprisingly formal with each other. Is it okay if I call you Bronwyn from now on? Only if I get to call you Ivan. Wink. I can't... Wink. I winked. I'm not good at it, but I can wink. So this is a simulator of a daily life of woman? What, go chase down a dude every single day? You're not like those other girls. All they know is eat, hot chip, and lie. All these girls know is charge they phone, be bisexual, twerk, eat hot chip, and lie. I think that's the full quote. Why is Bronwyn rich? Because she stole money from her comatose suitcase man. Talk with a dude for 10 minutes and sleep the rest of the day. Listen, it works like a charm. It works like a charm. Men love me and my swagger. I am epic poggers. And I am, conversation maxing. Of course you can call me Ivan. Even if you hadn't asked me, I would have asked you to change the way you address me myself. I think I am making good progress with the prince, and he's definitely showing interest in me, but I don't know if I'm special enough in his eyes. How do I make myself stand out? Brag about your impressive knowledge of playing the harpsichord. Actually, I can play the harpsichord, and I think it's really cool. You know, my favorite composers How can you? My own knowledge of music is not that noteworthy, but I have great admiration for those who took it upon themselves to perfect an art form. Oh, you not only know how to play an instrument, but you can paint and play chess as well? My, aren't you an accomplished lady? Signal woman grind set, wake up fully clothed, splash face with cold water, chase down men and force them to talk to you for 8 hours, go home, eat cake, sleep for a full day. Works like a charm. I'm basically Patrick Bateman. In the sense that women love me. I'm still not sure if I made an impression. What should I do? I like you, that is all I wanted to say. I don't think I should sing opera. Ugh. When you said you liked me last time, did you really mean it? What do you mean? Exactly the literal meaning. Do you really like me? I wouldn't be visiting you almost every day if I didn't like you, would I? Is that so? You know, I'm tired of being surrounded by a crowd of noisy girls. Since you like me, why don't we go on a date? "30 minutes later in a private room in the sweets shop. Wow, I never knew such a place existed in Osmond's small shop. It looks very clean. Of course it would be clean. I personally paid Osmond to build this place for my personal use. I have the exact same room at the palace, but I thought it would be more fun to have one here too." I turned her down very slightly. "It has a very relaxing effect on the mind, don't you think? Is he familiar with white torture?" Well, it certainly helps clear your mind. Speaking of which, I am starving. Why don't we order some ramen? Yes, Ivan? Nothing, I just wanted to call your name. You are perfect, did you know that? Everything from your snow white hair and your blue eyes to your fair skin and dainty mannerisms. It is as if you just walked out of a painting and into my life. So you can't imagine how happy I was when you told me you liked me. However, when I look into your eyes... Why do we have the same names? When I look into your eyes, I don't see the like you proclaim to have for me. Just a beautiful girl who is very determined to marry me for reasons other than love. Oh, don't look so worried, my dear. Well, I usually wouldn't allow someone with such impure goals near me. I'm willing to make an exception for you. Now let us enjoy our dessert before it melts. Ivan wants you to feel relaxed in the White Room. Have some complimentary socks too. They have grippy pads on the bottom of them. How cool is that? This guy is sending me to a mental institution. After we ate our desserts, Prince Ivan cordially escorted me out of the shop and didn't insist on walking me home. It was as if the tense conversation in the hidden room never happened. But as much as I want to pretend nothing was wrong, how he acted in that room was burned into my mind. Ivan is not the bubbly and dreamy prince that everyone takes him for, and I would do well to be less contrived in front of him from now on. It's the perfect relationship. You're with him for your luggage, he's with you because you remind him of himself. Well, I guess if he never touches her, I guess it's fine. Oh, hello. I was waiting for you today. How are you doing? Where are the other people? I simply told them there was no need for them to come anymore. I also told them if they bothered you in any shape or form, I would know and there would be unpleasant consequences. You know, I do like you. I'm just not obsessed with you yet. I appreciate your honesty. I'm not very good at fake laughing. Comatose for 2 days. Woohoo! Your eyes are always light pink? They're actually proof of royal blood. Every crown prince's eyes would turn pink the minute the king announced him as their. Do they have magical properties? The first king of Cadle was quite a powerful scholar, but the bloodline has become too diluted for any awe-inspiring feats. However, Cadle royalties are still highly resistant to magic, rendering us immune to most enchantments. Personally, I avoid using magic if possible. It is a rather messy affair. I should take my meds. Medicine time! Woohoo! I love Allegra! Woohoo! I think he should take his meds too. Do meds exist in this world? Back to Allegra. I couldn't find anything else. I think it was Nasima. He recommended something like pseudofrene. Or I don't remember the name. I couldn't find it in any stores. I don't think mental health exists as a concept in this world. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have mental health either. Didn't use plant-based meds back then? Nope. They didn't. They just died of disease. Hopefully it's something a little more advanced than we took this piece of dung and rolled it into a ball. I don't know, maybe it'll cure your depression. Think real hard about happy thoughts. It'll work. I see you still have many questions. So, anything else you're interested to know about me? What do you absolutely hate then? I am a perfectionist, and I hate when things don't go my way. That being said, I do pride myself on my patience, so I usually don't act upon my anger until the last minute. What's your relationship with Osmond? I mean, he did build you a custom-made room in his shop and kept it a secret. Osmond is quite a sensible man. Unlike most people of his age and station, he knows how to keep a cheerful smile at all times, no matter what he has seen or heard. This makes him an excellent businessman and employee. You and Dominicus seem very different from each other. We are very different. Dominicus tends to be more open about his feelings, opinions, and emotions, while I tend to be more reserved about them. Seems like the opposite? Well, ever since that unfortunate incident, Dominicus's emotions have been limited to sarcasm and anger. However, even if he is a little too dense for his own good, I have to say that he is a rather loyal and helpful friend to me. I think Ivan might be a bit of a psychopath. I'm starting to think Bronwyn may be out of her depth here. I don't know. Maybe. What are you thinking about, Ivan? I was just thinking about you. Ah, thanks. I have been meaning to ask you, but what do you think about ballroom dancing? Do you love them, or do you find them tedious beyond comprehension? I know elementary ballroom dancing, if that is what you're asking. Then you must show me the fruit of your practice someday. I personally can't dance at all, so I need all the help I can get. Today coma! Woohoo! Wow. Wow. Hopefully he's thinking of you in general, not like a specific part, like your neck or liver or something. Ugh. I have come bearing a gift today, Bronwyn. It's a cake, isn't it? Yes, it is, but can you get... Oh! Is it a blueberry Budapest long? Not quite. You see, I originally intended to make you a blueberry Budapest long. It turned into something strange. But I promise you that it is not poison. I tasted it before giving it to you. I know it is not much to behold, but it really is the best amongst the 23 I have baked. I would give up. So how did you like the cake? It tasted awful, but I still ate it. You made it after all? Really? I mean, I am glad you liked it. You know, after making that cake, I have a newfound respect for Oswald and the kingdom. I used to find it slightly embarrassing to be the prince of a kingdom known for its cakes. But I was wrong. Cake making is serious business. You know, I can make you a lime fondant fancy if you want. Will you? Well, I will certainly be looking forward to it then. But you're not going to just buy a cake from Oswald and Oswin and pass it off on your own, are you? How's the cake going? Working on it. Work. Sleep. Work. I think you can buy recipes. Oh god, which one is it? Everything here costs 50 gold? That's a lot. Do I have? I do have 50 gold. Okay, this one looks like the lime fondant fancy. However, these colors don't really match up, and I am... Okay, which is that? Which is it? Bake. What can I bake? Can I bake this? Oh! Sweet. Then have a try? My, it looks exactly like the ones Oswin makes. I will definitely savor it while it lasts. You know, I think you are more comfortable with me now than you were in the beginning. Am I? Yes, I think so. Your eyes have a less hungry look when you look at me, but to be honest, I don't mind that either. You are quite confident, aren't you? I am. And if you haven't noticed it by now, I have always been. Let him think it out. Are you okay, Ivan? You look troubled. What? Don't... Ah. Boo. How was I supposed to know? I'm baking another cake. Use up my HP. Coma! Woohoo! I love being comatose. Just let him think it out. And I'm just standing here. Bronwyn, are you going to wither away too? Why the sudden question? I don't know. I feel strange, I suppose. No, I feel I'm going to throw up my entire stomach. Please make it stop, Bronwyn. I'm not a healer, Ivan. It would be better for you to... How do I read this? No, I have had enough of the pungent, rotting smell of decay in medicine. Ivan scared me with a sudden outburst, and I wanted nothing more than to leave. Instead, I forced myself to reach up and hug him. And after a while, Ivan responded by wrapping his arms around my head, sinking my face into the expensive fabric of his shirt. The nails of his left hand were digging into my neck, but I remained docile and allowed him to embrace me as he pleased. I think if I pushed him away now, he would do much worse things. Don't date suspicious people, I guess? Be careful about who you pursue. Please don't mention what happened last time to anyone. I promise I won't. Relax. Thank you for being so understanding. So, Bronwyn, I just realized that I have never formally invited you to the palace. So would you grant me the honor of gracing my home with your presence? Is your father okay with me visiting the palace? My father is absolutely fine with it, although I'm afraid that you will not be meeting him. You see, he has been feeling rather ill lately, and it is best that you do not see him face to face. But if your father was sick, wouldn't it be rude for me to visit? It's fine. It's not as if you are prancing around his sickbed and blaring trumpets across the hall. Still, I don't really think it's proper. Please, Bronwyn. Okay, if you insist. Ugh. Well, this place is bleak. Well, I'm definitely seeing a trend in Ivan's taste in interior decor. Are you seeing a trend with your looks too, Bronwyn? You look thoughtful today, Bronwyn. Is something on your mind? Nothing in particular. I was just thinking about how you must really love the color white. I suppose I did go a bit overboard, but at least... Your Highness? What is it, Matilda? I'm sorry, but Lord Henderson wants to speak to you. I suppose I must go see what he wants, mustn't I? Sorry about this, Bronwyn, but it seems there are pressing matters waiting for me to address. I'm afraid you will have to go ahead and explore the palace without me. If you are bored, the maid here can entertain you. Ivan leaves. Wow, they were right. You do look exactly like the lady from the portrait. I guess Prince Ivan finally managed to find his ideal princess. I'm sorry? That infamous portrait that hangs along the palace stairs? Surely you have heard of it. No, not really. But since I am here, I would love to see it with my own eyes. Care to show the picture to me? 5 minutes later. Yeah. Quite shocking, isn't it? Out of all the girls the prince has ever taken an interest to, you had to be the one closest to you had to be the one closest to this picture. The resemblance is almost uncanny. Care to explain to me who she is? Oh, she's not a person. At least not till now. See, when the prince was young, the kingdom went through an epidemic that killed off half the court. The late queen and a few maids who were close to the prince were affected, and they all rotted away due to the illness. According to the rumors, the late queen died reaching for the prince, but the prince pushed her away and ran away screaming. After that particular incident, the prince became obsessed with beauty and cleanness. For the first few couple of years, he couldn't even bear to touch another human being and insisted that everything in the palace be changed to white. And when the time came for Prince Ivan to marry a princess, he couldn't stand any of them. They say he even vomited when one of them kissed his hand. However, one day, Prince Ivan suddenly called up an artist and had this portrait painted. According to Prince Ivan, it was a portrait of his future queen, the girl who embodies all that is beautiful and clean, and someone he can freely touch without feeling repulsion. According to the older maids, after this portrait was made, Prince Ivan has been a lot more stable. But to be honest, I think a lot of it is made up rubbish. But at least it sounds cool, doesn't it? Oh, did you know that Ivan's father has fallen ill over the past few years, too? Another wasting disease. The royal family just can't catch a break. I think I may have blabbered a little too much. I hope you don't find me bothersome? Not at all. It has been a pleasant chat. Has it been? I usually get told that my conversation is like cheap gossip columns, but I'm glad that it entertained you. Oh, and Prince Ivan is coming this way now. I better get back to work and let you two enjoy your time together. You know, that maid is known to be the biggest tattler in the court. I thought she might entertain you until I get back. Judging by the look on your face, I can see that you are at least mildly amused. So, did you hear anything interesting? Yes, apparently you were quite the well-mannered young man. Haha, is that so? But enough about my etiquette. Why don't you allow me to show you the rest of the palace? You got a wife and found a reason to live. He's just like me. Are you gonna find a girl that looks exactly like your waifu? Suspiciously like your waifu? I spent the rest of my day being introduced to various members of the court and smiling until my mouth fell off. With the current king's failing health, everybody was eager to get on Ivan's good side and was fairly courteous to me. Courteous? Courteous to me. I can't even count how many insincere tea party invitations I received. To be honest, seeing the strange portrait lessened my worry a little. After all, Ivan's fetishes could be frolicking with pink unicorns for all I care. As long as I can marry Ivan and cure Isidore's sickness, I can bear with all the oddities in the world. At least, that's what I tell myself to get rid of the unpleasant feeling that is bubbling within me. Well, that was weird. Hello, sir. Have you met me before? You were asking about the portrait, are you? Looks exactly like you, doesn't it? I was quite shocked myself when I first saw you, seeing as I told the artist to paint the snow princess of a storybook my mother used to read me. But I guess anything can happen if we wish it hard enough. I have noticed there is a huge crystal in the capital square as well as a lot of crystals in your outfit. Is there any reason for this excessive use of diamond shapes? About 400 years or so, the king of Cadle was suffering from dementia. Apparently, the voice in his head had told him that he was the human avatar of a god. In order to reclaim his throne in heaven, he had to make diamond-shaped things pervade the kingdom. Eventually, he built the crystal circle in the center of Cadle and impaled himself on the biggest crystal. Not a pretty explanation, is it? Lore! I love lore. Well, it looks like I have been here for 15 days so far. Time has been passing so fast, it feels like it was only yesterday when I arrived at this place. I'm beginning to feel like a normal person on vacation rather than a refugee with a criminal and... Well, time to go and visit. Bronwyn, do you have a moment? Alan, what a surprise. You don't usually talk to me unless I talk to you first. Well, running an inn sucks out most of my energy. Can't be loitering around chatting to guests when there are business schemes to be devised, can I? But that is not my point. I have come to you for relationship advice. Relationship advice? I really doubt if I'm the right person to ask. Well, at least you know how to talk to a guy coolly and without embarrassing yourself. And when you worked for me, the guys tipped you extra when you served food. There must be something you were doing, right? I became like that by circumstance, not choice. I had to go through many rounds of trial and error. Besides, I doubt being a good flirter is the same as being a relationship expert. Oh? Why don't you tell me who the person is? I can at least try and tell you whether you two are suitable or not. Really? And what do you think about Osmond, the cake shop owner? I've never spoken to him. So he finally mustered up the guts to confess, did he? So even you knew he liked me. Yeah, he did confess, and it was an awkward one too. But you see, the problem is I don't even know anything about him. Divine Dragons, I didn't even know that he liked me before he blurted out this morning. So what do you think? Is he a good guy for me or not? Go get a boyfriend, girl. You go, girl. I don't know about good person, but Osmond should make a good husband. Despite his sometimes whimsical speech, Osmond is a rather responsible person and would work hard to protect the things that he cares about. Unless he dies first, you should be able to live a relatively comfortable life if you decide to marry him. Get that bag, I mean, boy. I haven't thought as far as the marriage stage. But thanks for the advice. I will tell him my decision as soon as possible. I wanted to add that Ellen should not take my word as the final verdict, but before I could speak, she had already hurried away to take care of a complaining customer. I really hoped that my words had not affected Ellen's decision too much. I got a dude to chase. I presume you have courted other girls before me? I have. As a prince, it was inevitable that I start looking for a potential bride as soon as I turned 16. Princesses, peasants, wealthy widows, I have met them all. Seeing that I'm still single 10 years later, it was an unrewarding experience. Wait, you're 26, but you cap woman's age is at 25? Huh? You're 26? He doesn't realize the age of 30 is demand. He only likes younger women. Oh. Leonardo DiCaprio has never dated a woman over the age of 25. It's not weird that he does that. It's weird that he's only done that. You know, like many older men will date really young, suspiciously young women. But he's got a very weird history of breaking up the instant they get a year too old. Isn't his current 126? Is it? I think it was like last year he broke up with another girlfriend. To be honest, if I wasn't going to be the king, I would rather not have children at all. You hate them? No, you don't hate fruit flies, you just find them bothersome and wish they stayed out of your sight. Well, that was sudden. Isn't it? Is it? It's just that they're always so dirty and rude, and they have no respect for your privacy. They're always eager to get their dirt-covered hands over your clothes. Just today, the Baron's younger son grabbed my coat tail with his jam-covered hand. It was traumatizing. Sorry. I'll try finding someone who cares. Are you okay, Bronwyn? You look oddly serious without your smile. Would you like me no matter what I did or who I am? I would. You can do no wrong in my eyes. Hey, Charlie. Well, I remember the first time you played this on stream, nostalgia. I guess it's lucky chance you reappear when I replay it. I last played it around a year ago. I wanted to revisit it because my anniversary is coming up soon, and I think I have a lot of new people that haven't seen this before, haven't been around since I played this first. Despite his oddities and general creepiness, I can't deny that Ivan is genuinely nice to me. Maybe I should express my gratitude in a way? Flirt? You know, I'm still waiting for that kiss, hehe. Ivan stared at me expressionless for a minute, then he smiled widely and pressed his lips against my own. His body temperature was colder than mine, it was wet, and due to inexperience I couldn't breathe. But I suppose that was the correct thing to do. Like a fish? Like a fish? Bronwyn, is there something wrong? You seem very quiet these days. I have been thinking about us. What do you like about me, Ivan? Everything. I have been a horrible female companion to you, so why me? Well, I have waited quite a bit of time for your arrival into my life, so I can afford to wait a little bit longer for you to be comfortable with me. Bronwyn, the ball is coming up soon. Do you have anything to wear? No? Well, no worries. I have something prepared for you the next time we meet. Oh boy. Why is his neck so comically long? Amateurish art? I guess. If you ever go back and, like, seek out the VOD for the original time I played this, something you'll notice is that my voice used to be a lot lower. I'm pretty sure my voice has dropped a bit because of the voice acting I'm trying to do, but blah blah blah, whatever. Here's the dress I have prepared for you. Do you like it? I do, thank you, maybe? I remember it pains me every day, actually. Do I? Do you miss it? Do you miss lower voice, Teamy? Apologies. Pregnancy and menopause change the voice. It's true. I had a child and then immediately had menopause. I'm actually 60 years old. I'm glad you like it. You will wear this to the ball at the end of the month, won't you? I want everybody to see how beautiful you look in it. Yes, of course, if that's what you desire. Your smile is strained, Bronwyn. Is something the matter? I don't know, both voices are fine to me, both styles and Teamy are cool. I think if I got hired by a company or something and had to take up a new identity, I would probably change my voice again. But honestly, I like being this way. You usually revisit old VODs. I don't do it often because I cringe. I don't cringe. No, I don't like it. I do cringe. Well, you heard me make a gross sniffling sound. I'm glad. Great. Your smile is strained, Bronwyn. Is something the matter? It's nothing. Nandemonayo. I'm just very, very nervous. Teamy's voice resets when the company persona activates. Now it's just sometimes I get bored of sometimes I get bored of my voice. I just don't. It's mostly stubbornness that I don't use a deeper voice. Because if I use a deeper voice, people are gonna go, ooh, why don't you use the deeper voice all the time? Ooh. And I'm gonna think, oh, well, maybe I like doing other voices. Just looked up old Teamy clip and didn't realize how much lower it was? Yeah. My voice is raised a lot in pitch. You ever compare like old Pika-Me to, you know, she graduated, but Pika-Me later in her run? You sound like a completely different person? Yeah, I do. Hey Twitchy, we talking about we talking about voices? I'm talking about how my voice has actually raised a lot in pitch since I started. If you ever look back and watch really old VODs, you'll see that my own voice was not nearly as high. And so Ivan and I continued with our pleasant little routine until the end of the month. During that time, Ivan was every bit the charming prince. He entertained me, showed me around the kingdom, and listened to me prattle on about nothing in particular. When I walk through the palace to meet him, I often hear about the maids whispering quietly about how lucky I was and how I must be a witch who seduced the prince with my spells. To be honest, the better Prince Ivan treated me, the more miserable I became. My old microphone and older VODs, my voice is even deeper. I sounded like a normal person when I started. I used to have a normal voice. I don't know. To be honest, the better Prince Ivan treated me, the more miserable I became. there a reason you decided to go higher pitch? Just... Sorry. Sorry. Just a bit you feel most comfortable with, I suppose. I just like to. Simple as. I always wanted to sound higher pitched, but I didn't really... I was slowly training myself better. And I'm gonna go blow my nose. Hello. You still sound normal, like I hear girls sound like this around campus? I theoretically could go even higher, but I don't, because at that point, tiring. And Mars, I sound higher if I put on an equalizer. On. Then, something like this. Mildly helps. Maybe Simi is allergic to cringe and that's why this game is making her sneeze even more than normal. I'll be honest. I actually sneeze this much every stream. I've been muting my microphone a lot. Have you used helium to sound higher? I have. I don't have any right now, but I got really, really high. But I sniffle a lot, actually. I have to mute it because it's gross. The game has been loading for a long time. Is it stuck? No, I pressed this to go forward. Day 30 at the inn. Well, Isidore, I'm going to the ball right now. How do I look? Oh, poor girl. You know, Isidore, eventually I was going to take the secret of our situation to the grave. But now I have changed my mind. Once you get better and I ship you out of the kingdom, I'm going to tell Ivan the full truth. As much as it pains me to separate from you, I will stay and focus on being a good wife and queen to Ivan. Sneezes are cute and clip-worthy, not gross. No, I have 24/7 sneezing fits. It's a nightmare and I hate being alive, but whatever. Ivan may be disturbed and a little off, but I figure for all the things he has done to me, I better hold up my part of the bargain. Well, I'm off. Pray that I don't get my head chopped off in the distant future. I think bro is a vegetable, not gonna lie. It's been a month and he's still out. Presumably it's magic sickness or something. Later at the ball. I stepped on his feet. Oh, he stepped on my foot. I'm sorry, is your foot alright? I'm fine, I've experienced much worse in my life. Besides, for the privilege of dancing with you, this isn't too much to bear. Keep on smiling, keep on smiling. Divine dragons, this has gotta be the 7th time Ivan has stepped on my foot. I hope it's not bleeding. Thank you for being so patient with me, Bronwyn. But even I think that I have trampled on your foot enough times today. Why don't we take a break and go out into the garden just like old times? Wait, I saw this on the channel before? Yeah, I'm revisiting it since it's been around a year since I escaped my PNG era. Wow, this place is surprisingly peaceful at night. It is, isn't it? I always thought the roses were more fragrant when covered by the night. But I didn't actually call you out here just to smell the roses. I actually have something for you. Aw, you baked a cake. Good job. Why are you holding it with your bare straight hands? Where was he hiding that? Caked up? Well, this is a rather odd time to be having some cake. I agree, but this is no ordinary cake. In the kingdom of Cadle, when a man wants to marry a girl, he would make her a cake of proposal. I know it isn't much to look at, but I can promise you that it is at least better than the homemade cake I made. Bronwyn, will you please marry me? Ivan! What is it, Dominicus? Can't you see that I'm busy? May I ask why you are showing me a bloody head, Dominicus? This is Isidore, the serial killer that I have been hunting for the past year. He has been hiding in the Drowned Mermaid under the protection of a blood oath barrier. I've already killed the first accomplice, Ellen. I know this is shocking to you, but the lady you were with is the last accomplice. Now, if you would step aside, I can take care. Dominicus falls down. I'm sorry, Dominicus, but even after all these years, you still don't know me well enough to avoid your death. Quite sad, really. Now, Bronwyn, what were you going to say to me? Look at her. I see you have changed your mind about telling me something. Then may I ask your answer to my proposal? I will take your silence as a yes. And let us go back, for I'm itching to change out of my blood-splattered clothes. If anyone comes and asks us what happened, we're to say that Dominicus was trying to protect us from Isidore's accomplice and was killed on the job. For the next 4 weeks, Ivan was busy arranging funeral arrangements for Dominicus and his own father, who conveniently died 3 days after Dominicus. During that time, I remained in an almost catatonic state, recovering only when I discovered that the rest of Isidore's body was being displayed in the Kingdom Square. It was only after much difficulty that I managed to give him a proper burial. After that, I tried several times to kill myself, but Ivan seems to know of my thoughts, and he or someone else was always there to thwart my attempts. So in the end, instead of joining Isidore in the grave, I found myself married to Ivan in an extremely public ceremony. As I blankly watched Ivan smile and wave at the crowd, I can't help but feel a desire to laugh and never stop. Did you play this when you were like 10, Jamie? I played it when it was new, and I don't remember when it released. 10 years later. Mother, I drew this picture. Do you like it? It is nice, my dear, but can you tell me what it is about? Of course, this is you, this is me, and this is... Bronwyn? There you are. I've been looking all over for you. Are you here, Roswell? Didn't I tell you to go and attend to your studies? Father, I've already... Roswell's tutor is late today. He's just here to ask me where he is so we can find him. Aren't you, Roswell? I swear, Bronwyn, you spend too much time with Roswell. One of these days I will have him exiled to a distant land. Oh, don't be silly, my love. You know that will make me quite upset. Too. Why, you know? You were lucky your mother is fond of you. I don't like a mother. He's your father, Roswell. I don't want to hear any complaints you have of him. But mother, he's absolutely mad. You don't know what he does to people when he... Roswell! Oh, Roswell, I'm sorry to have shouted at you. Listen, Mother loves you very much and would want nothing more than to see you safe from all harm. But unfortunately, Mother isn't strong enough to protect you fully yet. Which is why you must always listen and do what your father says and never contradict him. I'm turning the volume down. For your father is an unpredictable man, Roswell, and I fear for what he might do to you when I am not here. So please promise your mother that you will keep away from your father, and if you have to be near him, be a good boy and keep your mouth shut. For I promise that one day you will have to fear no more. Cheat code to unlock the next guy. We're playing this full game, okay? There were signs. Yeah. Skip the intro. Don't read the instructions. In, up, cheat code. So how do you feel about Kata Shoujo Chimi? Honestly, I don't know anything about it. Well, I know what it's about, but I've never played it and I haven't watched it because I don't want to get spoiled. Alright. Thank you. We play this game every year as a ritual? No. Now, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go. Talk. I guess I seduce him in the meantime until I have other options. Maybe I gotta meet up with the guy first? Castle. Boo. Oh. Sleep twice. Will you play this game every year as a ritual? I think I'd get bored of it at some point. I just... You know, I have a lot more people... I don't think I have more people that watch me necessarily, but the people that watch me have changed. You know? People leave, people come. People come, people go. Something like that, you know? I don't really know. I don't actually look at my numbers. Some people stay, but you wonder why. Some people stay, some people go. Not gonna always be here, but I'll always stay. Refuse to leave, you won't make me. Aw. I just... How do I explain it? Like, the people you talk to will always change inevitably. Cycles and all that. Right about you, yeah? I've already seen this scene. Gawking at me. What an inconvenient game to skip through dialogue. Much as you wish me gone, I won't leave my loyalty strong. Maybe I should start... Maybe I should do a 180 on my content. Maybe I should start pandering to women. I'm gonna play The Sims 4. All throughout the walk home, I was seized with the desire to pack up Isidore and leave Cadle as soon as possible. But if I do leave, maybe I should do it with Dominicus first. I know now. Get Piers here. Do you know how to pander to women? No, honestly, no idea. If I were a guy, I'd just act in ways that appeal to women romantically, I guess, but I don't know how to do that as a woman. I've always been kind of bad with women. Hey, aren't you Ivan's new mistress? What in the name of dragons are you doing here instead of socializing with Prince Charming? Nice to see you too, Captain Dominicus. Boo. I am not his mistress. No, technically you're not, but I have known Ivan long enough to know that you are literally the embodiment of his ideal type. However, you're going to have to settle for platonic love, for Ivan is most particular about his personal hygiene and can't stand the feel of another's skin upon against his own. Since Ivan is determined to forever remain a cherry boy, you are going to have to come to terms with an empty bed. Why are you still here? If you're looking for advice on how to capture the prince's attention, then pay me 40 gold. I forgot to bring my money sack today and could really use a beer right now. Tell me about yourself. Just batting your eyes at me is not gonna wear sugar, and like Prince Ivan, I do not have a preference for girls who look like white rabbits unless you pay up. I'm not gonna tell it. So much speech. Please, Chimi, you have so much to live for. Don't be a boyfriend experience, Juba. Well, the good thing is that I'm not a guy. I believe you can go the all year out, love women so much you attract women. I'm not horny enough for that, I'm sorry. I have some semblance of shame. I think Ollie is fun though. Yuffie girl. Hey girl. You come here often? So tell me about yourself. You would pay 40 gold to know about me? What is one man not enough for you? No? You just want to be my friend? I guess a deal is a deal then. You want a biography instead of a brief description? Then come back next time, Rabbit Girl. I have already wasted enough time today. I'm back. Still the same day. Hey, baby, are you a woman? 'Cause I like women. I guess it's time to hold up my end of the deal, so what do you want to know? Hurry up, because I don't have much time to waste on you. Give me a biography. My name is Dominicus Omelin. I am 25. My lifetime goal is to catch the serial killer Isidore and cut him into 1,000 pieces. And after I have accomplished that goal, I will drink until I die of alcohol poisoning. Now leave me alone so I can go and pursue my noble dream. Hi, Amy Pie. Oh man, she's just like me. Ugh. I'm unparalleled. And my swagger, baller. Hey, baby. Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I? Hold on. Wait, give me a moment. Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk by again? I don't know anything else. Hey, baby. Hi, Slora. Sadly can't stay, but glad to see you playing this one again. It'll be archived at least. Where'd my hug? I don't know what flirting entails because nobody flirts with me. Are you an angel? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? We're moving on. Well, Dominicus sure is a funny man. In fact, if he hadn't almost killed Isidore, I would be treating him as comic relief. Still, I need to gather more information from him if I want to keep Isidore safe. How did you become captain of the Cadal Guard? Do angels have names? I can be your angel or your devil. Haha. Wink. So, not gonna lie, girl, but you look like you've kind of been starved of attention your whole life. I have attention. My father was the captain of the guard before me, and I have been groomed for the job since I was a child. So when he got swallowed whole by a four-tailed humonger, I took over. Now that you know, stop pestering me like an annoying rabbit. Go munch on some carrots and leave me alone. Haven't you had enough? If you come near me again, I swear I will arrest you for stalking. If you do, I will tell Prince Ivan that you are bothering me. And I will tell Ivan that you are a two-timing rabbit. We'll see how he reacts to that. Grill yourself. Who said I was here to see you? I am in love with the view of the Kingdom Square. Ha, you have no problem with lying through your teeth, do you? You're dragons above you. You're totally different from... Heck, what am I saying? You like the Kingdom Square? No problem. Go stand somewhere where I can't see you. Your face makes me nauseous. Did you say you don't know what flirting is like because no one flirts with you? Teammates can flirt with you ladder is you like, adept. I'm sure Nate for one would be up for it. Okay, I don't mean to insult you guys, and I agree with most of the things you say, but most of you guys just say like, I love flat chests. Whoa. Or like, ugh. I understand and I agree. But I don't think I can say that to a real life woman. I have said killer lines and you ignore me, woman. I forget everything you say after a few seconds. Okay, where's my date? Bag. Bag. Why are you wearing a paper bag over your head? You said my appearance makes you sick. Now that you can't see my face, you shouldn't feel sick anymore. You know that's not what I meant. Dragons, damn it, Rabbit Girl. What is so interesting about me that you have to keep pestering me? I know, it's your revenge for taking your 40 gold, is it? Here, take it back and leave me alone. Yahoo! You might forget everything I say, but you're unforgettable to me, baby. Does that work on anyone you talk to? I don't have a cake. Blueberry Budapest longed. Okay, let's work a little bit. Now I have 100, so if I accidentally buy the wrong one. I think this one is the Blueberry Budapest longed. But then... I will hope it's this. And if not, I buy this. This one? Yes! And I make 2. And I sleep for 2 days straight. Hey girl, did you put on something or why do you look so special today? What? Hello? Hi, Adrian. Hey girl, 2001 called. Something happened to the World Trade Center. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but you sure can melt my heart, baby. I got you a cake, dude. I'm the Rizzler. When Is it working? So I guess you're never going to go away, are you? Then let's approach it a different way. What do you want from me, Rabbit Girl? Well, you can start by calling me by my name first. Start. My name is Bronwyn. You know I'm just gonna forget it the next time and keep calling you Rabbit Girl, don't you? I want to be your friend! Be dunking people in the flaming jet fuel? Well, I'd hope to set your heart ablaze. Am I good at it now? Standard. Oh, do you? Well then, I hereby declare that we are friends. And do you know what friends do for each other? They give each other space and don't nag them during their work period. Now go be a good friend and leave me alone. Hey girl, are you a croissant? Because you look French with that beret on. What? I can't think of one. I think the jet fuel is making results because I'm feeling hot. What do I... I'll be the plane because I want to make an impact on you. I don't really know what that means. Whatever. Sometimes the cheeriness of this town pisses me off. Why? Because everything is so happy that it literally makes me literally want to throw up. It's like having a ton of sugar forcefully thrust down your throat when all you want to do is sit somewhere quiet and nurse and pee on your lap. You hate Kindle? Not particularly, it's just that the pastel palette of this place makes me sick sometimes. Like if I eat too much sugar. I take as many trips out of Keto as possible and drink myself silly when I am here. I see that you have learned to stop by at a more convenient time, Rabbit Girl. Speaking of which, you have a strange accent. You're from Nortruck, aren't you? You still live there? Hey girl, is your name Pentagon? Because I want to start something flaming hot between us. Crud, I can't think of any I can't think of like a refutal. Swoon. Oh, did you? Nortruck is a boring and stuffy place, isn't it? Everyone is very into reading there. They also sneer at you when you tell them you have no interest in debating the finer points of bookbinding and philosophy. No? You lived on the borders and don't know what inner Nortruck is like? Isn't outer Nortruck just a couple of rundown buildings and sand? Well, you are a tough rabbit, aren't you? Hi, doggo. The rebuttal is that your name is not Pentagon? It is. I'm sorry that I lied to you. I think he is more comfortable talking to me now. Time to ask some useful questions. Isidore is the guy on the poster, isn't he? He actually looks more like a scholar than a serial killer. Ha, if people actually looked like criminals, my job would be a lot easier. All I'd have to do is grab a child, have him look at a bunch of scary-looking people, and lock up the ones he cries at. Actually, considering how the search is going, that might not be a bad idea. What's this game about and why does it look, it's a visual novel. Dating sim. Tell me about Isidore. He seems to be the hot topic around this place recently. Are you really sure you want to know? Might be a bit too morbid for your taste. You insist? Well, I can tell you that he targets girls around the age of 14 to 29. As for why he does the things he does, who knows? But you look like you were within age range, so you better be careful when going out alone at night. For a dainty-looking thing like you seem oddly interested in Isidore. Do you have a thing for serial killers? If I said yes, what would you do, Captain Dominicus? Nothing, it just means that you're weirder and creepier than I thought. I swear, Ivan's taste in girls just gets weirder and weirder. But then again, Ivan has always been one who puts great importance on appearance. As long as you look the part, you should be fine, no matter how twisted you are. I would appreciate it if you stopped calling me Captain Dominicus. The way you emphasize the title Captain irks me. Only if you stop calling me Rabbit. Wait, everything I do here? Ah, crud. I guess I have to bear with it then, because there's no way that you can get me to stop calling you Rabbit. Fits you too well. Kinda weird how he doesn't seem as creepy. I think it's like they have to put up with each other because they work together or something. I really wish the music would come back also. I'm gonna sleep twice. What Dominicus said to me last time was too close to the truth. I wonder if Dominicus knows who I am and is just trying to test me out. Anyways, I should talk about something else for a while. Why did you stare at me when you first met me, Captain Dominicus? As I recall, you were also staring. Boo. Boo. Are you friends with Ivan? Hey girl, is your name Bush? Because I want to have plans with you. Wink. Wink. Bronwyn should come back one day and be like, hey baby, we should have a time together. Like rabbits. I I suppose, in case you didn't know, my job has a very high mortality rate, and he's my only childhood friend who's still alive. But to be honest, over the years, we have had less and less to talk about. For one thing, he's clearly not taking the case of Isidore seriously enough. There's a serial killer running around, and all you can think about is his stupid ball. Makes me wonder about the future of this kingdom. But I have to admit, he is a surprisingly good fighter, and I would hate to go against him. The ball. You're here again. Somehow I'm starting to get the false impression that you are more interested in me than Ivan. You look like you could use a listening ear. All right. I'll tell you what, Rabbit Girl, I don't need one. So skip along and go cry in a corner or something. Seriously, the way you keep coming back, it's like you're a masochist. Tell me about yourself, I will pay you if you insist. Not craving a beer right now, sorry, but go find yourself another source of gossip. I'm your friend now, right? Yeah, you are. Now run along. Oh, hey, Rabbit is here. Burps. You okay? Yeah, goes and pukes in a corner. You were drunk. No, I'm not. Yep, he is definitely drunk. What are you doing, Captain Dominicus? Making you smile, Natalie. You're finally back. Took you long enough. Did you get lost along the way again? But you're not Natalie. You're Rabbit. Rabbit, have you seen Natalie? You can't seem to find her anywhere. Blah. You made it... Sure, dream man. This is the man of my dreams. Can't do anything to him in public. I guess I have to carry him somewhere. Sometime later. Divine dragons above, Dominicus is heavy. If I hadn't gotten used to carrying Isidore around for the past year, I doubt I would have been able to haul Dominicus all the way over to the royal garden. Let's just hope that Prince Ivan is still around here at this time. Prince Ivan! Are you here? Bronwyn, my, what a surprise, but what happened to Dominicus? Found him plastered on the sidewalk of the Kingdom Square. Since I don't know where he lives, I thought I might bring him to you. Thought so. Thank you for bringing him over, Bronwyn. I will order some guards to take him back. That would be extremely helpful. If possible, could you do me another small favor? Be my pleasure. What is it that you want me to do? Can you tell me who Natalie is? I'm sorry, but it's not my part to say who Natalie is. Why don't you ask Dominicus himself when he's in a more sober state? So if I were you, I'd forget about Natalie altogether. As you can see, Dominicus is not in any state to talk about her soon. With that, Prince Ivan waved over a few soldiers and carried him towards the palace. I watched them disappear out of my sight. Couldn't help but think about the girl named Natalie. Should the circumstances call for it, maybe I could use my resemblance to Natalie to my advantage. What's with the broad smile on your face, Rabbit? Are you here to make fun of me for yesterday? You mistook me for another girl, then you threw up all over my dress and I had to carry you over to the palace. At least say thank you. Did I? Well, I must have been really drunk then. Thanks for taking me back, Rabbit. Cat. That is a... optimum cat shape. I see Rabbit is here to bother me again. What do you want? So who's your favorite? I think I like the story more than the... like any particular characters. It's not really a dating sim, you know? See, Rabbit is here to bother me again. What do you want? Why, Captain, I didn't know you were the type of person to rescue cats and make little kids happy. Rescuing kittens and killing mass murderers are both equally important parts of my job. Doing what I am supposed to do hardly makes me nice. Ever have a good stream out. Thank you for coming, Adrian. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming. This is getting better, but I need him to be more comfortable with me. The captain of the Cadle Guard, you must have been to a lot of places. Have you been to Olarima before? No, I haven't. And why would anybody in their right mind want to go over there? Curiosity? Well, I can tell you that my life currently has more priority over mere curiosity. That place is nicknamed the City of Fun Real Services for a reason, Rabbit. Funeral. funeral. I know this much. But Alan's gonna ask me for romantical advice. Oh god, all the aiming I have to do. That really depends, but Osmond is definitely not as simple as he seems. I can't exactly tell you why, since it is just a gut feeling, but I've seen enough men to tell you that he's going to be keeping secrets from you for a long, long time. Can't handle not being in the know about him for the rest of your life, then I advise you to choose someone else, however. Huh? Is he really that much of a handful? I only want someone to live a nice and peaceful life with. He's going to be keeping big secrets for life, then who knows what will show up on my doorstep if I become involved with him. Thanks for the advice, Bronwyn. I definitely would not have figured this out myself. Bye-bye. Sleep one more day. Say, Rabbit, what brought you here to Cato? Don't tell me you just came here for the cakes. I have nowhere else to go, really? Right. Look, I'm sorry to have asked. Still, I never would have guessed from the way you smile. You're tougher than you look, aren't you? Why did she suddenly turn British? I've been giving her a weird British accent this whole time. Alan, that is. Hey, Rabbit, do you know you look exactly like the girl from the portrait? What portrait? In Royal Palace, there's this portrait of a girl that Ivan had commissioned when he was younger. I once asked him about who the girl was, but he said that it was the picture of his future bride. Sometimes Ivan says mighty strange things. You know, I hardly know anything about you besides your name, considering the fact that we talked so much recently. It's kind of odd, isn't it? Well, you never really asked. I tried. I think I asked you about your business at least once, and if I am not mistaken, the answer was to mind my own business or some other ambiguous answer. Homework for the day. Think of something interesting to say about yourself the next time you come to meet me, Rabbit. Well, Rabbit, thought of anything interesting to say about your life? I can run 10 miles without stopping with a 190-pound dead weight. I can also survive for months in the wilderness by trapping animals and eating berries. Flying dragons, what kind of life have you been going through? That's the most suspicious thing I could say. You're muting your sneezes, aren't you? Not right now, I haven't sneezed in a while. My nose is getting a little stuffy though. If I think about it, I might sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. Here, I have something for you. Thanks. What is it? Blueberry, whatever you call it, cake. Why am I giving this to you? I feel like it. I used to think that you were just a boring, dainty rabbit, but you're actually a lot more interesting than I expected. Well, I thought you were a murderous sourpuss at first, but I guess you were alright. Murderous sourpuss. It's a first. Ivan told me that I look a lot less pissed off than I usually am. I feel like I look exactly about the same. You look less caustic? You mean, what if you're suddenly aware of the position of your nose? I always am. To be honest, never unaware. Did I feel about the same? Dominicus seems to be deep in thought. Should I disturb him? Let him think. Rabbit, do you think I will ever catch Isidore? That is not for me to say. But you don't know either, eh? Shut up! What do you mean manually breathing? Screw you! But if you suddenly became aware that there are people watching you, no effect on me. I always know. I have the numbers turned off, but I think I'd be very sad if nobody watched me. Automatic heart palpitations disabled? Actually, my heart hasn't beaten in over a year. It only beats once a year. It's a very special occasion. I don't notice it usually. I just have a very strong heart. It shuffles around all of my blood cells in one pump. What do you mean manually thinking? So you debuted when you died? No, I'm alive. You know what, Rabbit? I'm taking the day off to visit the forest. Want to come with me? I would love to, but first let me go prepare a picnic basket. I will bring 3 homemade blueberry Budapest longs. Will you? Then I guess I can postpone my day off a little longer. Looking forward to your blueberry cake feast, Rabbit. That's a lot of cake. And nothing else? No meat? Okay. I think I have enough. Yes, let's go now. And let's go going. By the way, you can feel the fingers of your feet. You want me to feel them? I can reach down, I guess. I don't know why I'd want to, though. Did the beefcake needs balance? You think you could harvest him for meat? You know, I have always thought that there was a magic barrier over the kingdom of Cadle that makes it all pastel-like and cute. After all, there's just no other logical way to explain how the woods just outside the kingdom are so gloomy. Observant, aren't you? I don't know about the specifics, but according to legend, the first king of Cadle was a powerful magician who had a daughter whom he loved very much. In order to create the perfect environment for his daughter to grow up in, he went and created this kingdom, which is why Cadle looks like something a 5-year-old girl picked up. Of course, since little historical evidence is present, it is all just speculation. After all, although Ivan may be formidable in his own right, he is hardly a storm-summoning scholar. Though judging by the fact that he used to wash his hands until his skin peeled, he is just as odd as his ancestors. Shouldn't you be noting this down? This is prime information about your Prince Charming right here. There's still plenty of time left until the ball starts. I won't start worrying about it until then. Here, have some cake. I had my doubts before, but now I am fairly certain. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you hardly seem head over heels for Ivan. And if that's the case, then tell me, Bronwyn, why do you want to attend the ball? Personal, but I'll tell you about it if you tell me about Natalie. Nosy, aren't you? You just won't give me a break. You should have realized that when I kept on visiting you after you... You should have realized that when I kept on visiting you after you called me Rabbit. But enough about undesirable nicknames. Was Natalie your old love? Why do girls think every angst-filled knight has a lost love? No, Rabbit, Natalie was my little sister. She was one of the dozens of girls who disappeared years ago. Approximately 1 year ago, I received a tip from an anonymous source and went to Nortrek to investigate. There, I heard of a shady scholar named Isidore who seemed to be related to the disappearances. But instead of finding my sister or Isidore, all I found at Nortrek was an abandoned house. But after digging around the place, I managed to uncover some carcasses. Taking what I had found to a healer in Nortrek, I discovered that these human remains were from some of the girls who disappeared 10 years ago. And amongst them, I found my sister's hair ornaments. Don't make that expression, Rabbit. You were the one who wanted to hear about Natalie. You and Natalie are very different in terms of appearance and personality. She was a painfully shy and timid girl, and the only person she could talk to without staring was me and her rabbits. But for some reason, you two have the exact same colored eyes. That is why I was too shocked to speak when I first saw you. Haha, sorry for making you listen to all this. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm not usually this talkative. It's getting late, let's go back. Why isn't the sleep medicine working? I placed him in every single one of the cakes. He should be conked out by now, unless he already knows of my plan to throw him off a cliff. No, that can't be. Judging by Dominicus's temperament, he would have sliced me in half if he knew. I don't want someone who made a goal out of killing Isidore running around, but there's no way I can kill him just by using brute force and sleep med. And won't work on him. I could try Isidore's emergency stash of poison recipes, but those are too easy to trace back and I don't have all the ingredients on hand. Crap, what do I do now? Bronwyn, you coming? Hi, Super Duper. Overslept again? I overslept a little bit too, it's fine. Sorry, I'll be right there. I have to figure out why the sleep medicine didn't work last time. You know, I've only seen you drunk once. Do you have a high tolerance for substance? Yes, I'm surprised that you figured it out, Rabbit. When I was little, my late father put me through all sorts of poisons and sedatives in order to harden my resistance to them. Thanks to him, I'd have to drink at least 20 mugs of beer in order to start feeling tipsy. But I suppose it comes in handy for my job. This guy's liver is the size of a raisin. That thing is like sad and wrinkled and black. I already told you last time about Natalie, Rabbit, but you never told me about you and Ivan. Tell me, why do you want to marry Ivan? Because he is handsome and charming. Who wouldn't want to marry him? That's cheating, Rabbit. You know that's not what I want to hear. I have seen enough Ivan fangirls in my life, Bronwyn, and I can definitely say that you are not infatuated with Ivan. For the money, obviously. That's so. Then here, have 5,000 gold. Would that be enough to cover your immediate needs? Woohoo! Dude's liver is fighting for its life. I don't think it's a good liver. You don't have enough energy to talk. Get some sleep before you die of exhaustion. Whoopsies. Almost died of exhaustion there. What should I do? Return the 5,000 gold back to Dominicus. Huh? What do you mean you can't accept my money? We are friends, right? Friends do things for each other, Rabbit. No? Doesn't feel right and you have to solve this yourself? You say so, Rabbit. Thank you, Barmy, for the single bit. I will cherish it. I will keep it on a little shelf and kiss it when I am sad. Thank you. You don't want my money, and yet you are going to marry Ivan in a gold digger sort of move. It doesn't make any sense. Look, can you just stop trying to shove your entire fortune into my hands? It is not my entire fortune. I am richer than I look around. How rich are you? What I do is none of your business. Of course it's my business. I care about you. Yeah, but I just thought of something. Instead of marrying Ivan, why don't you marry me? Not funny. And I never said it was a joke. Look, I know that we have only known for each other less than a month, but you're basically the only girl who bothered with me ever since I decided to devote my life to avenging Natalie. Talking to you made me realize that I've been living my life in the past. Maybe it's time for me to move on. I may have sounded like I was joking, but I was serious last time. And I also apologize for the way I've treated you in the past. Ah, she groomed him on accident? A little weird that he wants to marry a woman who resembles his sister, but, well, who am I to judge? She's dead. But you don't know anything about me. Heck, I could be hiding bodies under my mattress for all you know. I know enough about you to know that you're an incredibly patient girl who doesn't mind listening to me complain about life, will drag me back when I am drunk, and will always smile at me no matter how much I frown. He was your favorite, wasn't he? No comment. Sure, you might not always be honest and you're more secretive than a turtle, but I know that you're a nice girl deep down. As for those secrets, time will reveal what they are anyways. I've never really bothered to court anybody before. What exactly are you supposed to do? I knew you were blunt, but I didn't know you were this blunt. Hey, honesty is one of my greatest virtues. Think of it as a charm point. Unlike Ivan, at least you don't have to keep guessing what I'm thinking when you're around me. I'm gonna die of exhaustion. So much. I've spent a lot more days on this route than I have. I brought you something for you today. What is it? Stuff from Osmond's shop. I thought if I started courting you, I should do so properly. Fortunately, I didn't really know what you would like, so I just bought everything in the shop. There must be one thing that you like, right? Got every type of cake and recipe. The ball is coming. Instead of going with Ivan, why don't you go with me? Let me think about it. Of course, take all the time you need. Rabbit, are you okay? You don't look so well. I'm fine, really. I've just been thinking about things lately, and I've finally come to a conclusion. Sorry, Captain Dominicus, but I have to go now. I'll see you again tomorrow. Later that night at the inn. Guess what, Isidore? We're gonna leave this place tonight. Yeah, I know. I'm a wimp. I should have taken advantage of Dominicus's affection for me and killed him. Or at the very least, robbed and disabled him. In the beginning, I was really planning to. I really was. But guess what? I don't think I can do it now. Not after personally knowing him. Somehow, I want him to keep living with that simple and straightforward attitude most people so dearly lack. Dominicus is getting too close to me for comfort, since it is too late to go after Ivan and I can't kill Dominicus. It's best for us to just leave before we're found out. I'm sorry for messing this all up, Isidore. I could have done a lot better, couldn't I? It might be my imagination, but the woods of the outskirts seem even darker than usual. Well, considering that I don't want anybody to see us, the darker the better. Now, I just have to. Where are you going, Bronwyn? Captain Dominicus! What a surprise, I thought you were at the ball. Stop avoiding the question. Where are you going, Bronwyn? A friend that I know is dying. A few hours ago, he sent me a message asking me to visit him. Sorry for not saying goodbye personally. I hope you don't mind. If that's so, then do you mind showing me the contents of your luggage? Huh? Why do you wanna? Stop acting, Bronwyn. You know damn well why I want to see your luggage. Now, Bronwyn, I'm going to be nice and give you a choice. Either you open the contents of your luggage bag, or I'm gonna open it myself. Now do as I say, or... Brother, don't you like me anymore? Dunk. A few months later, in the middle of nowhere. I've taken care of all those pesky people, Natalie. They are rather persistent, aren't they? I wonder why. I don't know, just go find some food and medicine. Don't come back until you have them. You're so cold, Natalie. You didn't used to be like this. At least give your big brother a hug. I wish you would talk to me about what's bothering you instead of brooding all the time. But I suppose you couldn't always be that little girl who told me everything that was on her mind. If you ever decide to change your mind, just remember that I will always be there for you. After swinging a rock over Dominicus's head, I thought that I had killed him and decided to bury him in a shallow grave. But as I was dragging his body into the hole, he suddenly woke up and addressed me as Natalie. After some minor interrogation, I found out he's suffering from heavy amnesia, and the only thing he remembers is the false information that I'm his sister. Since Isidore is a high-profile criminal and Dominicus is a high-profile government official, I couldn't bring him along with me in the long run, so I tried to ditch Dominicus in the nearest inn as soon as possible. But for some reason, he always manages to find me no matter where I go. The process repeated over and over until I simply gave up trying to get him off my trail. To make matters worse, Isidore is still showing no signs of recovery, and I haven't been identified as a criminal by the Cadle Kingdom. Ironically, as more and more bounty hunters came after me and Isidore, Dominicus is the one who has been protecting us from harm. So if Isidore and I were to survive our next assassination, I cannot afford to do away with Dominicus. So in the end, I am left with no choice but to keep playing pretend with Dominicus and hope that it'll last. But what will happen when he regains his memories? And you don't even get a kiss unlocks Isidore. I like this game. This game is whack, man. Is it not bad? I think it's really immersive. Like, it's got a little bit of scuff bits, but you overcome it very fast. T-code. Okay. Is that... did I type it right? Thank you. Isidore? Talk to Isidore for a bit. It made you feel melancholy. I know how to do this one. You gotta feed him, cakes. Browse. I assume this one is the medicine cake. And I'm willing to bet it's that. So let's try it. Great. Work. Work. Okay. The writing is pretty interesting, honestly. I want to play one of their more recent games sometimes. Okay, let's redo that. And you don't even get a kiss. Don't even get a kiss. Now let's work, work, work. Sleep. Work. 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 There we go. I think that's a good amount. Sleep. Now... I think maybe this? Let's try it. Bake this. Bake this. I've baked twice. Give this. Okay, it's a medicine cake. Woohoo! Are you gonna do the one with the big house that has monsters and such? I don't remember what that is, to be honest. You fed Isidore a medicine cake. Looking at the cake reminded you of Isidore's cooking. You wished you could eat it again. Bake. 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 Sleep. Give him more cake. It's pretty funny that she went through 2 routes with psychopaths and being hunted, but being a Ouija is the first thing to kill her. It's hard. It's really, really hard to be a Ouija. But Isidore, a medicine cake, looking at his scarred face, he began to wonder about all those things about his life that he hasn't told you and probably never will. He always brushed away your questions and you were too wary of his disapproval to push any further. You fed Isidore a medicine cake. You were still a bit messy in your attempt, but then again, Isidore was never a very clean person himself, so you don't think he would mind that much. I like to think you're just slamming it on his face. I don't know how I'm supposed to be getting it into a comatose man, but I don't know. You fed Isidore a medicine cake. While he struggled to keep the cake into his mouth without choking him, you remembered how Isidore was very clever with his hands. The dress you were wearing now was handmade by him, and he was the one who taught you how to braid your hair. He was also the one who handled the meals and repaired the house. While you were with him, you really only cleaned up after him. It made you a little sad that you weren't more useful. Gotta go make cake. Woohoo! Does Kimi like to feed her man a whole 40 cakes? I'm not very good at cake baking in the first place. Bake. Eat more cake, Isidore. While you watch him lie there silently, you're reminded of the time where he gave you a lesson in Olarima trade and stared silently at you until he got all the answers right. You used to dislike those lessons, but you would willingly go through 100 of them if it meant that Isidore would talk again. While you cleaned up after him, you're reminded of the time where you brought a stray cat home and begged him to let you take it on your refugee journey. He agreed. 3 days later, the cat ran away and you bawled your eyes out. He patted you awkwardly on the head until you felt better. Sappy. Your man is caked up? I'm not sure how I'm caring for him, but whatever. You fed Isidore a medicine cake and looked at his scared face again. To be honest, if Isidore had just left you and ran when the soldiers caught up, he wouldn't be in such a state. Now, because of you, he is disfigured and in a coma. You wish that he had just left you to die. There goes yet another one. I must have fed him like 10 of these medicine cakes. It's a wonder that he hasn't woken up from the terrible taste of these things. Osmond claimed that they have medicinal properties, but then again, Osmond is not exactly the most reliable source of information. What am I thinking? Of course these cakes wouldn't wake Isidore. I must really be getting desperate. Oh man. Isidore, you're awake, We can talk later. Can you get me some water? Oh yeah, your throat's all dry from all the cake, isn't it? After some water and much explaining. So we're in Cadle now? I must say it's long here from Nortrek. Did you bring me here all by yourself? Bronwyn, are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cry. It's just that I'm so happy to hear your voice. I thought you would never wake up. Aww. Isidore, you're still sick. You shouldn't have such a heavy weight on your chest. What if you... Ron, relax. I'm fine. Sorry for making you worry. She should have made him a tray leches cake. I think names like that are so funny. Yeah, the cake of 3 milks. What does that mean? To be honest, Isidore was cold to the touch and smelled of stale chlorine and dried up blood, but I was too deliriously happy to care. After one terribly long year, Isidore was finally awake, and that is all that matters to me. More serious matters can wait until tomorrow. I'm gonna go do something really fast, okay? I'll be back. Hi, Uber. Sorry. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi. Hello. To be honest, Isidore was cold to the touch and smelled of stale chlorine and dried up blood, but I was too deliriously happy to care. After one terribly long year, Isidore was finally awake, and that is all that matters to me. More serious matters can wait until tomorrow. And talk to him again? I'm sorry, Bronwyn, but have you seen my spectacles? I can't seem to find them anywhere. Also, Isidore from Warhammer 40k? No, Isidore from Satchery in the Dating Sim. / visual novel. It's more a visual novel than a dating sim, really. I think they got knocked off when that man tried to stab us because we were running for our lives at that time. I didn't bother to pick him up. Thank you for your consideration, but considering that now I spend most of my time in this room, there is really no need for accurate vision. Besides, acquiring spectacles requires me... requires me to see a healer face to face. Under my current condition, I don't think that is possible. Where did she get chlorine? Why was she using chlorine on him? I think she was more saying he's, like, bizarrely sterile smelling. Okay, sleep. Sleep. Sleep twice. I've been meaning to ask you, how did you take care of my personal hygiene during my state of coma? It was a messy affair at first, but it's not that bad once I got used to it. I see. I thank you for your endeavors. But starting from now on, you do not need to assist me in those matters. Is something bothering you, Bronwyn? How could you tell? I thought I had hid it well enough. I'm worried for your health. You don't look so well. What could you tell? You may be smiling, but you always put your index fingers together when you're frustrated over something? Oh. I'm worried for your health. You don't look so well. Do I? But then again, I never really have been healthy looking. Ever since I was young, people have commented that I have the look of someone who is on their deathbed. I see that you have put a blood seal over this room. That was very wise of you. But how did you manage to get someone to sign such a serious contract? Gold and flattery, but I'm afraid that I used up almost all of the gold to get us to this place. I imagine that you have done quite a bit of that in the past year. I have put you in an undesirable situation, haven't I? I have picked the wrong option. Lies and coercion. If I remember correctly, you always faked the most ridiculous stomachache when you wanted to get a day off of your studies. But then again, maybe I'm able to see through your lies because I was the one who taught you to lie in the first place. Did you save this for the last route? What do you mean? I don't know. Is there something you want to say, Bronwyn? You look upset. I wish I had more talent in magic. Then I would be able to help you fend off the soldiers instead of just dragging you down. As a matter of fact, most people can't perform magic. You should congratulate yourself on at least being able to work simple spells. Besides, magic is hardly as most people think it to be. I venture to say that I am an expert in magic, yet it has done me more harm than good. Sleep. Sleep. Faking a tummy hurt? How terrible. I fake a tummy hurt every single day so that you feel bad for me. I'll still stream. I'm gonna make you feel guilty. Since I am awake, we'd better get going. Actually, I have a better plan. The current prince is holding a ball to look for a bride, and I think I might have a chance. About marrying the prince, you're not serious, are you? Bronwyn? So streamers are always faking tummy hurt? Nah, most streamers are very, like, medically frail and stuff like that. If it's a physical excuse, it's probably true. That said, most of the time, I'm pretty sure that most of the time, like, a tummy hurt is a woman's monthly difficulty. That's all I'll clarify. Think about it, Isidore. It's a perfect way to make sure that you will be safe and comfortable until you make a full recovery. That is your only reason I suggest you abandon your plan right away. I'd rather choke on bile than see you marry someone solely for my sake. Divine dragons, Bronwyn, what do you think? Tinamy actually has a 6-pack and eats 3 meals a day and has gazillion dollars. She just likes lying on the internet. I'm not even a woman, to be honest. I'm actually a very buff man. I don't want the first conversation we have to be an argument. What should I say to him? Here, have some medicine cake. Don't try to distract me with the cakes. Princess Ball is at the end of the month. We can come to a conclusion on what to do then. Speaking of marriage. Marrying a prince or a pig hardly makes much of a difference to me, Isidore. I don't see why you're so bothered with it. I hate it when you speak about yourself in such a careless way. Unless you're trying to start an argument with me, I suggest we drop the subject. I don't know, you certain sound like a twink? I don't sound like a dude. Like a man? It's rude. Ever wanted to marry? Trying to change the subject again, aren't you? I suppose it is better if we talk about something else. I once courted a Nortrek widow on the instructions of my father, but she always ended up throwing the presents I bought her in my face, so that never went anywhere. Personally, I never saw the point in marrying, so when I fell from grace, I had even less of an incentive to look. Besides, never mind. I don't sound like a twink, do I? Really? I don't? I better not. I heard you talking to the owner of the inn. Ellen, is it? Are you good friends with her? I would say so. She treats me rather cordially and I enjoy conversations with her. Don't want to get too close to her. I'll do this one. I think he wants to see me improve. I'm struggling a lot with this route. I don't think you could if you tried. Yes, queen. Slay. I don't know what twinks sound like. I'm glad to hear that. After spending so many years with me as your sole companion, you should take your time to enjoy some healthy friendships with girls your age. How do you like Kato? Have you tried the cakes? If you haven't, you should. After all, it is known as the #1 kingdom to go to for pastries. Yes, I have. They're pretty good. I should bring you some next time. Then can I request a chocolate dobos? I must admit that while I have grown partial to the taste of medicine cakes, I am eager for a taste of chocolate. Here's some money for the cake. I will buy you a cake, Sensei. You have to sound like a Lady Gaga fan. What does that mean? What does a Lady Gaga fan sound like? I'm gonna guess this is the chocolate dobos. It looks chocolate dobos-y. Oh. Really? Seriously? Okay. Let's try that. How is that set of words automated? Automated is Gaga a bad word? The bad term is sound like a lady. Thank you, Bronwyn. You made this by yourself, didn't you? How can I tell? You always tend to not add enough sugar in the things you bake, and according to the books, Kato's cakes are known for their excessive sweetness. I heard Ellen gossiping about the eligible bachelors of this town. Are the captain of the cattle guard and the prince really as handsome as she made them out to be? The captain of the cattle guard was the person who wounded you. I suppose it is unlikely for you to develop a liking for someone who chased you halfway across the continent and almost murdered you and me. Still, if you find a boy you like, do not hesitate to go after him. It is about time that you found a nice boy to settle down with, but please remember to tell me about him beforehand. I would hate for you to fall prey to bad company. I want to bake another cake. Just 'cause, I guess. Yeah, filtered again. Auto-modded. Because you said sounds like a lady again. Isidore has been asking me all sorts of odd questions lately. How should I approach him about it? Is there anything you want, Isidore? Yes, please take care of yourself more. This guy is hard. Tough nut to crack. You're starting to sound like my father. While I am not your father, I am your guardian. It is only proper that I make sure that you are enjoying your life here. After all, if you enjoy this place, you should stay and start a new life. Cadle is a suitable place for a young lady like you to live. Of course, if you don't like the place, you can always find somewhere else more to your liking. When he talked about my future, he didn't include himself in it. Best place in the world to me is still that house back on the desert borders. You're not gonna leave me, are you? I'm not gonna leave you now, Bronwyn, but someday we will have to part. After all, you are not a child, and about time you grew up and started life without me. I'm deeply disturbed by what Isidore said to me last time. It's almost as if he's speaking his last words. You're not gonna do something stupid, are you? No, Bronwyn, I think I have already used up a lifetime of stupidity. If I do more idiotic things, I am most likely going to really kick the bucket. I can't let that happen, not when there are things to be sorted out. Hello, Bronwyn, why don't you come and sit by me? What are you doing, Isidore? Close the window, someone might see it. Can we wait until night sounds better? Fair enough, we can wait. If one wants your attention for gotcha reasons, well, I'm ignoring it! 'Cause I don't care about gotcha. I'm gonna uninstall Project Set Guy. So, what do you want to talk to me about? Hurry up and tell me. It's quite chilly with the window open and I don't want you to develop hypothermia. What do you see when you look out the window in the morning, Bronwyn? Streets and some people? Good. Then can you see yourself among these people? I don't know what you're trying to say. Can you see yourself among them? Can you see yourself mingling with those people, talking with them, genuinely enjoying their company and spending the rest of your life with them? Gotcha, -1 insane boys +1. I'd rather just play a visual novel for boys. Gotcha, like, if you want to like a character in a gotcha, you gotta accept the sad scraps they feed you. Sad scraps of characterization. Oh my god, the character has a special conversation on the menu screen. Wow, you know? What? Can you? Even though you wear the brightest of smiles when you talk to others, you're always careful to keep a safe distance. Like a pretty doll amongst humans, performing carefully choreographed actions for others to see while remaining in your own cocoon space. Who made you that way? I did. As long as you don't separate yourself from me, you will never learn to live your life as you should. I am the ultimate barrier between you and the rest of the world. Even if you pretend you can't see it, it doesn't change the simple fact. If you cling to me, you will get nothing. So stop focusing your attention on me and look at the beautiful world around you. Six years earlier. You should be thankful that the village is letting an unlucky child like you stay. You would be dead without us. That white hair, it's simply atrocious. I heard that she was so unlucky her existence cursed her mother to death. Why are you crying? Normal men wouldn't even deign to look at you, even if all the women in the world were dead. You should be glad I took pity. I'm not usually this kind. You filthy little mongrel, how dare you touch my husband? I will kill you! Such a disgrace. If you had any shame, you would just get a rope and hang yourself. Sorry, we wanted pretty young girls, not half-dead children. Ugh, Mother, that thing touched my dress. It smells like roadkill. Good, you're finally awake. I was afraid you would be dead. How are you feeling? Hungry? Oh good, you retain basic logic skills and communication abilities. Guess this will speed things up considerably. My name is Isidore. 3 days ago I found you collapsed in the streets and took you in. Do you remember your name or anything regarding yourself? I see, then I will call you Bronwyn. You wish to stay here, I expect you to do exactly as I say and adapt to your current life accordingly. I've already changed you into more suitable clothes for a start. Now I have to go back to my studies. I suggest you eat your food before it gets cold. Yum. Look at that, it's carrots, meat, presumably. I think that's rice. Woohoo! Nice you had the courtesy to put her in a bed instead of a suitcase. Sometimes you gotta lug around a comatose person in your suitcase. It's not her fault. Sometime after that incident. Hello, Lassie. You're here to pick up something for Isidore, aren't you? Yep. I don't really know what he's doing, but he's working hard on his project. I wish I was as knowledgeable as him. Then maybe he would talk to me more instead of always telling me to study and become a proper lady. Isidore, knowledgeable, more like delusional. He walks around like he owns the place and looks down on the rest of us like some kind of exiled prince. He even fancies himself a scholar. But we all know he's just another failed excuse of a street magician. Read Kirsha when we're done, please? Will she be live when we're done? We'll do it, I guess. Isidore is very important to me. I don't like to hear you speak ill of him. Yeah, anybody with eyes could tell that your devotion to him is deeper than the sea. But that doesn't change the fact that Isidore is a self-important prick who doesn't know his place. You see, Isidore was once one of those pansy rich boys at the Inner Nortrecht Academy of Magic. But instead of minding his own business, he had to go around challenging other faculties and blowing up half the school during his so-called research. Eventually, even his brilliance wasn't enough to make up for the damages and snide remarks. The final straw came in the form of 2 incidents. First, Isidore's aristocratic father died and left all his inheritance to Isidore's older brother. Then his older brother renounced all relations to him and cast him out of the family. Without anyone to pay for his studies, Isidore was soon stripped of his scholarly title and kicked out of the academy. With nowhere to go, he eventually ended up here, the outskirt slums of Nortrecht. Real shady man sounding dialogue. I can fully believe that this is how a shady man would speak. Don't mind my pouring Pepsi. I'm pouring myself a Pepsi so that I can drink it. Sorry about that. Shitty man, I'm not mad. Loser. This guy is just mad he's not Isidore. Swag. You would have thought he would have swallowed his pride after that series of events. But no, Isidore insists on carrying on with his grand illusions of greatness and looking down his nose at us. So Lassie, you really should just... Lassie? Later that day. What's this for? present, though I'm afraid my drawing skills aren't really up to standard. This is the best out of the 20 that I drew. I also wrote some encouraging words on the back, and I hope they cheer you up. I just wanted to tell you that no matter what you do or what others think of you, I will always be on your side, and I will never stop supporting you. Thought so. What's with the shocked face, Bronwyn? You said that you would support me no matter what I did, yet your face tells me you have a hard time witnessing your childish show of affection being rejected. Don't make such a baseless promise, Bronwyn. You hardly know anything about the kind of person that I am and what things that I have done. In my current condition, the last thing I need is your cheap pity. Now stop wasting my time and go practice your curtsies. You still bow like a peasant girl. As my mind returned from its wandering back to the dimly lit room in Cadle, I cannot help but feel a deep sense of tiredness. This wasn't the first time that Isidore had rejected me, and it will not be the last. As we stood there looking at each other, I realized that Isidore was always incredibly far away from me. Maybe, no matter how hard I try, I'll never be able to reach him. Sleep twice. I might have sounded overly harsh, but I meant every single word that I said. It is unhealthy for you to be so attached to me. So should I just leave you to go die on the streets? That would be the ideal option. Boo. This guy's hard to talk to. Daughter's owned, orphan's owned. Sigh. I will never be loved. I'm alone. I walk this earth alone. Fish fear me, women fear me. Whatever. Whatever, me. We can talk about that when you get better. There are lots of things we have to talk about when I get better, aren't there? You've never once asked about the accusations made against me. You can't avoid them forever. I've long made the decision to stay on your side no matter what you did or will do. My priority is to keep you safe. The rest can burn in flames for all I care. You just refuse to get it, don't you? Help him? Thank you, Bronwyn. Isidore seems adamant on keeping his distance from me. All the conversations are either rants about how terrible he is or he would say nothing at all. What should I do? Cry pitifully? Okay. Good move, I guess. Good job, Bronwyn. I'm sorry, Bronwyn. Please don't cry. Divine dragons, I just seem to make everything worse, don't I? Sorry, Bronwyn, I've been acting most discourteous as of late, and all I did was make you distressed. What can I do to make it up to you? Tell me about your past life, then? I was once a member of the Nortrek Academy, but then I got expelled. I suppose I was a rather insolent person and I bent the rules a little too much. Everyone around me was itching for a chance to get rid of me, and when the chance came, they jumped on it. Bitter resentment for that particular incident coupled with my foolishness led me to where I am today. What are you doing? I'm preparing cakes to commemorate the end of our disagreements. Aw, pet. Cute. Sleep. Ah, boo, I hate this one. I've already seen this. I don't even know what bearing this has on the plot. Done. Sigh. All in a hard day's work. Wait, what? While the cattle guards do not lack in fighting skills, they are awfully inept at investigation. I've been here for at least 2 weeks and they are still wandering around like headless chickens. I think the captain of the cattle guard is chronically drunk. That explains a lot. Still, if the head security of Cadle is in such a state, then I dread to think of the stability of the kingdom as a whole. But I suppose that would put us in a more advantageous position, wouldn't it? Here you are. Here, Bronwyn. Have some blueberry Budapest longed. You didn't go out and buy it, did you? Obviously not. Judging by the amount of flyers I saw lying around, I couldn't step outside the store for 3 seconds without being arrested. You bake it yourself? How did you know this is my favorite? I didn't live with you for 6 years for nothing, Bronwyn. Every time I baked something with blueberries in it, you would always pick those parts out and eat them first before moving on to the rest. Aww. Now that I think about it, you were never a picky eater. I have suffered through a period of poverty that has taught me to be grateful for whatever food that comes my way. That being said, as long as it doesn't affect your health, I am happy to indulge in your appetite. Just because I have the taste of a famished tramp doesn't mean you have to imitate me. You must be awfully bored. I'm sorry that I'm not able to provide you with books or entertainment. Don't be so hard on yourself, blah blah blah. Why do you like chocolate? I like its texture and sweetness. I had to survive on a bag of those alone when I was trying to secure funding for my project. Taste of chocolate eventually grew on me. Are you a famished tramp, Chimo? I am kind of hungry. I haven't eaten yet. But I'm gonna finish this game first. Or else. Take off your clothes, Bronwyn. Okay, start stripping. Not here, please go to the other room. What to change into? You can go and ask the innkeeper for some clothes. Before. Clothes look like they need mending. I would have liked to make a new dress for you, but I'm afraid without my spectacles, the best I can do is finger through the dress and the cape and fix up some tears. The mending won't be as good as before, but it's better than nothing. You look thoughtful, Bronwyn. What are you thinking? I was wondering what life would be like if you were just a normal shop owner, but that wouldn't be you, would it? Too late for that. Keep selecting the wrong one. I stink at this. You really don't seem like a psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Run, 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 run far away. Reminded that Chimi is an expert at stripping. When was the last time I brought that up? I am really good at getting my clothes off, though. I was always the first one to be fully changed in the locker room in school. I can strip down in like a minute. Less than a minute. A few seconds. That's because I'm not. I'm simply a selfish human who has done terrible deeds to achieve my goals. But I'm not crazy and do not kill for the sake of it. Now, if you would excuse me, I would like to drop this topic. I've always been wondering why I've been thinking, can't you just heal yourself? You've done so before. I'm curious. Been trying to, but the weapon that hurt me has been smeared with some kind of substance that rendered my magic. Isidore, are you alright? Why haven't I thought of that before? What can cancel out magic and harm a scholar to that degree? The blood of a... But what if my conjectures are faulty? It's hardly a laughing matter to be accusing... Yes, that alone is no evidence, but I think I might actually be this close. Less than a minute. How much do people take an average to take their clothes off? I don't know. I don't think it's appropriate to demonstrate it right now, but I can take a few seconds. Do it. I was extremely confused with what Isidore was saying, but he's too busy muttering to himself and pacing around the room to notice me anymore. At least he's finally showing some times of recovering. I haven't seen him this animated in years. Bronwyn, you are more familiar with the surroundings of Cadle than I am. Tell me, how many people are out after night? No, other than the patrolling members of the Cadle Guard, the nightlife of Cadle is non-existent. It's good to hear. Why am I asking about this? Well, I plan to make a trip to the forest at night in the future. I know it is dangerous for me to do so, but it is crucial that I go. Too engrossed in making tiny charms out of strips of cloth and chanting under his breath to notice you. Want me to help? Are you sure? Well, then can you help me tie these into a knot? I'm planning to make about 500 of these, so make as many of these knots as you can. already helped Isidore make the rest of the knots. Now all he does is mutter to himself in a restless manner. Maybe I should make an attempt at small talk? Why did you make me learn so many things before? I was hardly ever going to use them. I was trying to raise you into the ideal lady. I would say that I have achieved a considerable amount of success, but now it hardly matters if you're a lady or not. Why did you adopt me in the first place? A series of coincidences? What a coinky dink. So the current prince of the land is named Ivan, is he? What's he like? Polite and charming, the girls of this kingdom are quite taken with him. Does he have noteworthy anecdotes or political incidents? Do you know anything pertaining to his background? What? You're willing to ask the president of this fan club? No, there is really no need, but stay away from that man if you can. If you don't much about Prince Ivan, can you tell me about the drunk captain of the cattle guard who managed to wound me? His name is Dominicus, and he seems to be acquaintances with the prince. Oh, and he hates your guts. How typical of him. I don't blame him, though. I would have similar sentiments if I were in his place. I'm planning on going to the forest tonight. Let me go with you. I will help with whatever you're going to do. And put on your cloak. According to the temperature of the window surface, it's going to be cold tonight. Three hours later, after much walking and hanging of charms, I think we managed to hang all of them. Took less time than I thought it would. That was due to your help. Now I have to reinforce them with enchantments so that no one can see them besides us. It will take a bit of time, so go find a tree and rest for a bit. I will wake you up when I am done. Don't you still need my help? There's an awful lot of charms. I have to do this part by myself, Bronwyn. Oh. Well, if you change your mind, I will be waiting under that tree over there. Turns around to leave. Wait. Ah. As soon as I realized what was going on, protested that he needed his cloak more than I did, but he... As soon as I realized what was going on, I protested that he needed his cloak more than I did, but he pretended not to hear me and walked away. Nothing to do, I went and sat down beneath a tree. As I hugged my knees and watched Isidore from a distance, I was reminded of when Isidore finally warmed up to me for the first time. 3 years ago at the deserts of Nortrek. Aww. Oh good, you're finally awake. I was beginning to worry that I would have to carry you back. Why? Are you on top of me? Oh, I was checking to see if you were still breathing. You were looking awfully depressed and sick lately, and I was worried that something might happen to you while you went to gather ingredients. So I followed you this time, and I am glad I did because you fainted when a sandstorm was approaching. If I hadn't tailed you, it would have been quite difficult to dig you up. That sandstorm was 1 hour ago. You were here for that long in this heat? Probably. Didn't seem that long, though. Why are you so devoted to me? Huh? I'm a bitter social reject who has hardly ever acted kind towards you. Might be better to just let me die in here in the wilderness, don't you think? So why are you still here? Why are you laughing? Because you're being uncharacteristically funny. You might think you are terrible to me, Isidore, but actually you're the nicest person I have ever met. I was lying when I said that I don't remember anything from my past. Can't recall the specific details, but I do remember being taunted, beaten, and threatened by the villagers and everyone around me. Considering that my last clear memories are of blood and snide comments on the passerby on the street, it was a miracle that I survived long enough to meet you. And although I don't know much about you, I do know that your kindness towards me did not stop at one bowl of hot food. You gave me an education, a roof above my head, and clothing on my back. For the first time in my life, I felt safe. Ever since you tore up that picture, I have been thinking about what you said. And the conclusion is, I guess I just really want you to like me. I suppose that after all the things you've done for me, I was being a little too greedy. So what I really want to say is this. Don't be so hard on yourself, for you'll always be amazing in my eyes. He's laughing. Isidore, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. I was just laughing at what a fool I've been. For all these years I've been steadily digging a hole for myself. I suppose it is about time that I be a good sport and jump in, isn't it? I'm afraid that I didn't quite understand what you just said. Of course you didn't. But enough with our silly chit-chat. Since I have reached a new conclusion and purpose, there are things I need to take care of. I need to get to Shady Sal and have a personal talk with him before the dance. And since I would hate to see you being roasted alive in this dreadful heat, I suggest you get off my body and wait for me in our residence. Welcome back. Did you learn what you needed to know from Shady Sal? No, and I didn't expect him to tell me anything relevant, but I didn't glean enough information to scrape together a vague start. I'm sorry, but it looks like we're gonna go traveling for quite a bit, Bronwyn. Should I go pack our things? I've already done so. Oh, okay. And when are we leaving? Seem particularly eager to embark on this trip. Aren't you sad to leave Nortrecht, Bronwyn? Not really. As long as I'm with you, anywhere is fine with me. I was actually planning on leaving the day before the day got dark, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to show you this before we go. Put on your cloak, Bronwyn. We're going to the desert again. Isidore, this place is really cool and all, but it is kind of hard to gather materials during the night. We're not here for materials, Bronwyn. Be patient and wait. If you are bored or tired, feel free to sit in the sand and entertain yourself. Make a sand castle if you must. I didn't want to make a sand castle, but my legs were getting tired, so I sat down and stared aimlessly at the sky. After a while, I saw something that I would always remember. Isidore! The stars are falling. Are they gonna hit anyone? There are a few incidents of such happenings. It's too bad, but they are still so beautiful. Every single star in the sky is a being with a story that is a millennium old, Bronwyn. And even though we can't see them during the day, the stars are always there, above us and watching. When I'm feeling alone or frustrated, I always remind myself of their existence and my frustrations fade away for a bit. After all, if even the stars can fall so gracefully from the heavens, what do we mere mortals have to complain of? This is my favorite scenery ever since I was a child, and I was hoping to show it to you once before we leave Nortrecht. Isidore? What is it, Bronwyn? Thank you. For the rest of the night, we enjoyed the meteor shower in silence. As the cool night breeze brushed across my face in the field, I eventually fell asleep. But when I woke again the next morning, I found myself neatly tucked into bed. Isidore, for all his cold demeanor, had carried me home with such care that I didn't even notice the night was gone. Where are we again, Isidore? We're in the woods of Cadle. You fell asleep when you were waiting for me to put up the charm, so I decided to carry you back. Shouldn't be carrying me. It's not good for your health. Everything I do is not good for my health. After almost 40 years of living like this, I'm too lazy to change my lifestyle. You worry too much, Bronwyn. Get some sleep. You're trying to be all distant again, Isidore. Remember the time you took me to see the stars, Isidore? And how you keep encouraging me to look at the outside world? I think you're actually a very considerate person. He's a hag? What's a male hag? I guess when they get gray hair, they're called like silver foxes or whatever, but well, you just like pretending that you're mean. Just back? Okay. You're spacing out for the 4th time today. Is there something on your mind? I'm just thinking about the time we've spent together. Time passes fast, doesn't it? Or Geezer? Geezer doesn't sound as nice as Hag, though. This might be a bit sudden, but please promise me that you will always be true to yourself and never let others sway you. Okay, I'll try. Please always remember what you have said to me today. I don't have much to give, but is there anything you desire? You already gave me a lot. I don't think there is anything else left to give me. Wish I could impart more to you. The most valuable item I have is my magical research and knowledge, and since you have little magical talent, it's hardly going to be useful to you. But just in case, I left all my notes under a tree you love to sleep under at our old house. You may use it as a bargaining chip should the situation arise. Sleep twice. Fogey. What is a fogey? Anything you desire, you, baby. You already have that. Suppose I was not wanted in the 3 major kingdoms, what would you want to do then? The cakes in Cato really left an impression on me, so I was thinking of opening a cake shop with you if we do manage to finally settle down. That sounds splendid. I hope you work hard towards your goal. Since my health has sufficiently recovered, we should leave this place before the guards catch up with us. What do you think about leaving tonight? I've already packed your bags for you. Well, yeah. Good, we'll be leaving in 5 hours then. Time skip! Later that night at the edge of the Cadle Forest. Well, I guess we're almost out of Cadle, so Isidore, where are we going next? I will leave that decision up to you. Frankly, if you have been able to evade being captured with an unconscious man in a suitcase, then you know more about the art of being a refugee than I do. Oh, my back. Don't shrimp. Well... Oh yeah. Oops. Well, in that case, I guess we can head south from here to the Olarima Kingdom. Being a country full of ex-convicts and half-breeds, I bet you and I would fit right in without anyone batting an eye. It doesn't exactly have the best living environments, but we can... Aww. You don't usually show your affection this much. I know, and I deeply regret not doing it more often in the past. Let me indulge myself for a while, Bronwyn, for I might not have another chance. Huh? What do you mean? Looks like the sleeping enchantments on the trees are beginning to work. I didn't expect it to be so soon. Then again, I did make roughly 500 charms. But no matter, I've already been stalling for too long. It's time to put a stop to all this madness. Goodbye, Bronwyn. After an uncertain amount of time. My head. Just how long have I been sleeping? Isidore? He's fast asleep, I can't wake him. Fast asleep, I can't wake him up. Looks bloody in here. Up the stairs. Mirabella Capella, 17, middle daughter of a Canadian merchant. Hellwise Carew, 27, Olarima prostitute. Gretel Grant, 19, Cadillion bar wench at the Dragon's Keep. Fiona Lear, 28, nun. Hemlock, 24, Olarima thief and mercenary. Sable Ballard, 22, Nortrek dancer. Catherine the Strange, 20, Cadillion widow of a Nortrek noble. Natalie Oberlin, 18, sister of Dominicus Oberlin, captain of the Cadle Guard. Alice Theory, 18, Nortrek Academy student. 14, a beggar on the streets of Nortrek. You know, it's quite rude to be looking at others' papers without permission. Don't look so scared. As you can see, I'm critically wounded. In fact, I'm dying. There's no way I can pose any threat to you in my current state, see? Though I have to say that traitor Isidore himself isn't in great shape either. Tell me where Isidore is. I see you're in a hurry. Aren't you interested to know why I have so many portraits of those poor murder victims? Or what exactly my relationship with Isidore is? Come on, you would be a big liar if you said you weren't at least a little bit curious. So why don't you relax for a bit? Come, seat yourself on that sofa over there and let me tell you a funny little story. Once upon a time, there was a prince who lived in a pastel-colored land. As the only heir, he was raised by his parents to be perfect and was praised by all around him. As a reward for being a good child, his mother promised the prince that when he grew up, he would marry the most beautiful girl in the land and live happily ever after. However, all beauty and goodness is tarnished by flaws and sickness. The prince learned that when his beautiful mother and her maidservants rotted away in an epidemic that took the lives of many people. From that moment on, even the tiniest flaw in a woman's appearance would invoke memories of his mother's and maidservants' horribly disfigured faces. It revolted him to the point of murder. However, his father, the king, didn't understand the prince's sentiment and was adamant that he marry the ugly daughter of a Nortrecht scholar. In order to stop his brother's meddling, the prince rendered his father an invalid confined to his bed, and the prince began his personal search for the perfect bride. However, even after reviewing all the girls in the kingdom and beyond, the prince realized that all of them had one flaw or another. It didn't take the prince long to realize that even the fairest in the land had something he couldn't stand. His perfect bride did not exist. However, the prince needed a princess, and the kingdom needed a heir. So after much deliberation, the prince decided to create the fairest girl himself. Around that time, the prince heard the rumors of a desolate scholar, a scholar who wanted to create life like a god and as a result was ostracized from society. Desperate to restore his prestige and former glory, the scholar was willing to do anything to succeed in his experiment. The scholar's endeavors piqued the prince's interest, so the prince paid him a visit. Dressed as a masked merchant, the prince offered to fund the scholar's research with all the resources that a scholar could desire. But the prince had one condition. The scholar was to create the prince's ideal bride using the most flawless body parts of girls from all over the 3 kingdoms, and once that was done, the scholar was to educate her into the perfect lady. So the scholar set to work, and you were born. As you can see from my dreadful condition, I seem to have underestimated Isidore. Seems that in the middle of your education, he changed his mind about our agreement. It was only after I tipped my gullible but determined friend Dominicus into persecuting Isidore that I managed to draw you to Decadal. To be honest, I wanted our meeting to be perfect, not this dark and graceful mess. But that was my downfall, wasn't it? I wanted things to play out exactly the way I wanted it to. Still, you belong to me, Bronwyn, and since I am dying, I expect you to accompany me on my journey to hell. Time seemed to slow down as Ivan moved swiftly towards me. Strangely, as he got closer and closer, I couldn't help but feel a vague sense of relief. After all, I was the origin of all this insanity, the literal embodiment of a demented prince's fantasy, the cruel result of the awful price all those innocent girls had to pay for one man's perfection and another man's ambitions. With my death, everything could come to an end. But then... Listen, Bronwyn, you do not belong to the prince, to me, or to anyone else in the world. You belong only to yourself. And I am so sorry for everything. After an investigation by the Cadal Council, both Prince Ivan and his killer were found guilty of various murders. The white-haired girl, on account of being an accomplice, was sentenced to burning. Cadal, A Nation, Volume 14. Epilogue, years later at Nortrecht. Why do I have to sort your cakes while you sit idly and eat leftover chocolate? Oh, who is the person who begged me not to report you for stealing my merchandise? However, if you change your mind, I am still willing to escort you to the nearest deputy. But with your current track record, I don't think that's such a great idea. Midaya was wrong. Midaya told me that you were a nice white-haired lady who owned a street shop and sometimes gave free cakes to kids on the streets. But you are obviously a child labor-endorsing witch. That's why you're so ugly. I bet you poisoned all the cakes you sold. And I love you too. If you don't hurry up with the cleaning, I will definitely tell Midaya that you've been trying to steal my things. You don't want the girl you like to look down on you, do you? See? I never told anyone I liked her, and yet you know, you are a witch. And I will turn you into a toad if you don't hurry up with the cleaning. Noxious boy leaves to sort out more cakes. Stubborn kid, when will you learn to put aside his pride and ask nicely? I see you are doing well. To be honest, I didn't think I would ever see you again. Perhaps the Cadal Council changed their mind and decided to burn the rest of me as well? No, I'm actually here on a mission to Ulurima to bring back the king's half-niece to be the next ruler of Cadal. And while I was planning to find you on the way, it was pure coincidence that I met you here. I see. Now that you have found me, how may I help you? I have thought a great deal after the whole incident was revealed all those years ago. And my conclusion is that the two people chiefly responsible for all those murders are already dead. You had chosen to place your trust in Isidore, and I had chosen to place my trust in Ivan. It is simply an unfortunate circumstance that the people we thought highly of turned out not to be the people we thought they were. It would be unfair to hold you accountable for the things that they did. It is for those reasons that I voted not to kill you all those years ago. Enough girls have died for the desires of those two men, and as much as the purpose of your very existence pains me, I do not want you to be another victim. You know, even after knowing the truth, I still can't bring myself to fully spite Isidore. I am no saint, Captain Dominicus. Isidore may have done unspeakable things to me and countless other girls, but that doesn't change the fact that he was my one and only family. I see. Then, as the only one who is willing to admit having Isidore as a relative, you have a right to this. All of Isidore's items that he carried on him when he died were to be burned, but this one particular object has a rather strong spell cast on it and refused to be destroyed. After great deliberation, I decided to save that piece and bring it to you. It is about time that I let go of my grudge and move on, and by bringing you Isidore's most treasured belonging, I hope to make peace with Natalie's fate. Now, if you don't mind, I must be on my way. Ending of a broken fairy tale, true end. It's too soppy. Too soppy. I'm not crying. I've played this game several times and it's still... It's really good. It's a really good game. I've played this game like 7 times probably by now, and I still... The build-up is so good! I don't have anything to say. It's good. It's a good game. I love this game. I'm glad to have shared that with you. It's a good game. I don't know how many of you I turn music on. I don't dream of living a romance like this. It's a very wonderfully complex story. I don't know how many of you were around to see the first time I played it and how many of you are seeing it for the first time today. I'm glad to show it to both of those groups. It's a good game. It's a good game. I like it. I like the game. I remember first time I almost got the twist before it was revealed. First stream. There were a lot of twists in that. I think they did a really good job at dropping hints though. First time you see it, you're thinking, wow, this woman has no idea how to write romance. I think it's good because it deliberately misleads you into expecting a romance, and none of the routes really end in that. It's really interesting. Are you saying we were misled? Yes. Yes, I think you might see something kind of whatever. First route was the most romantic, second was sisterly, and the third was fatherly. They're all so good. Oh god, I gotta read Kirsha now. I ended on that note and now I have to read Kirsha. I added a raid redeem, and way back Breezy redeemed it and said to raid Kirsha when the stream ends. I gotta raid Kirsha, okay? Such a good story. I love this game. I'm glad to have shared it with you guys again. And I'm glad, thank you for coming. Don't forget to eat me. It's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm starving. Bye-bye. Bye Nisima, bye Salas, bye Deja Vu, bye Super Duper, bye Sadrak, bye Ringa, bye Standard, bye Arid, bye Uber, bye Bonatide, bye Barmy, bye Haddocket. Never expected to see Chimi tears. I think I also cried at the ending of Mother 3. That was a long build up though. Bye bye Calcum, bye bye Eric, bye bye Fred, bye bye Haddocket, bye bye Barmy. I think I already said some of those, but whatever. Bye bye Super Duper, bye bye Deja Vu, bye bye Breezy, bye bye Shroom, bye bye Shroom, bye bye. I'm not crying, I'm mostly just choked up. Bye bye Hiki. good game. It's a good game. Build... I think it works because it builds up so long to it. I don't know. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.